you say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it. Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still on the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive better more than no proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, independent, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side fly. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Let me go ahead and take something out of Tobin's book to start this off. Dude, Jaime Jaquez Jr. Dude.
Hey, he is first of all, he's a ball of energy.
Yeah, he
right? And he's all over the place.
Yep.
He snatches souls.
Snatching them.
And then getting the paint with his footwork.
Ooh.
And he's like Mr. Fundamental. He's fundamentals in the paint. And then he makes threes. I'm like, yeah, hey. I think, you know what this is? This is a lesson to maybe young kids that do the one and done, right? Because if you don't get drafted by the right organization, an organization that's going to develop you, even though you get that money earlier, your career is not as good. And Hyman went to college for 4 years.
Yep.
And he's polished. And I don't know if he would have gotten that type of, development if he had came out 2 years ago.
100%.
So this should be a lesson to a lot of these young kids that have talent and everybody pushing them into the league, because guess what? Basketball is unlike any other sport.
Yeah.
You could be a lottery pick, and a lot of times if you ain't the first 2 or 3 guys, right?
Good luck. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yep.
Good luck. You getting one check.
Yeah. Even the guy on the other side yesterday, Halliburton.
Oh my goodness.
First of all, what I want that guy tested. I need his urine sample tomorrow. This guy has been on a tear since he was and he started off the season putting up like
since last season.
He's putting up crazy numbers now, though. Last season he was good. He was a good player, but he's putting up ridiculous numbers now.
The team plays absolutely no defense. This is like the greatest AAU team ever.
No defense.
142 points from us without Tyler. That's crazy. I actually got to look. What's the highest total we've put ever? Because I don't know. It just looked like everything was working at a
that wasn't
point.
it. But it might be in a regular season. It might be close to the highest total in just without overtime.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's unbelievable. Then he started doing a little Kevin Love.
Absolutely.
But I mean, the best play was the K Love to Jay Rich to Jaime Jaquez.
That one was the one, and when he dunks it too. I'm not gonna say that to Leroy. Doesn't look very intangible. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's
he got hops. He got
a little something going on over there.
Well, because guess what? He ain't afraid to go at you and try to dunk. He ain't finger rolling when he go up in there.
Yeah,
he going in for the dunk.
He's a dog, man. He's a dog.
I mean,
as we've been covering, the Miami Heat defeat the Indiana Pacers yesterday.
Your code working today?
Oh, luckily I'm gonna go ahead and bless y'all 50% off. You go ahead and use my code HEATWIN. You're welcome. It's been a couple games since that one was working. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been a couple games.
We hit a bit of a drought. I had to use a different special.
Yeah, I started typing in Magic Win to see if I can possibly get some food.
You say you ain't no Magic's fan, frog boy. That's what Papa John's hit you back. You ain't no Magic fan.
Sir, you're in Fort Lauderdale, sir. I don't think you can use this code. But it was a good night. We were back in our normal court. I don't gotta stare at that blood red and try to determine what the hell an in-season tournament is. We were back in our normal jerseys too.
Yep.
It felt good, man. It felt comfortable. Back to what, where we should be, at least. Prior to this little 3-game losing skid, I felt like we had developed something.
The one thing that was prevalent the whole game yesterday, and Spo talked about it the last few games, is getting the ball up the court, right? Whoever got the ball in the front court so they could start offense sooner, maybe get some guys being lazy on defense, which, by the way, Indiana was.
Absolutely.
That's one way you can score 130 every game is if one guy stay in the front court or stay in the back court and wait for the ball.
I love the Pacers. You know why?
Why?
They're over every night on the total.
Oh yeah,
over on the total. On them. I've seen some numbers, guys, that I'm like, this is a little ridiculous.
Like 255.
Yeah. But it's with
Yeah.
ease they pass it. It's like, well, why am I hesitating on betting on this? Anytime you see the Charlotte Hornets, the Washington Wizards, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Indiana Pacers, bet the over. And if both of them are playing each other, double on betting the over.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, they're gonna have probably at some point a 265 point total, right? I'm saying
Over.
that's gonna be the over.
It's happened already.
They had it at 260.
Yes.
Wow.
They played Atlanta. I think it was like 300.
What? No. It's not going to be set at 300. It probably lasted or landed on 300 afterwards because both those teams cannot play defense.
Glad you're a professional, dog. Hit the button.
They both totaled 300.
Okay, yeah. But I'm saying that wasn't the over-under.
Yeah,
I'm saying
no. But it's going to get
start getting right. It's going to get to that point where, right, because Vegas can't keep losing every week. Now they're going to have to just set it ridiculously high. One of these times it's going to be a 280. 280. Everybody can say there's no way they're going to get 280. Right, that's crazy. But yeah, it was it was fun to watch. Jimmy got his. How's Bam? Did we get any word on Bam?
Yeah, I was reading that Spo after the game kind of took the decision out of his hands. Apparently he's been dealing with a hip injury, like a bruised hip. I'm not sure. You could probably talk about, how that affects one, but essentially Spo said, you're laboring like the fourth quarter of the New York game, and it's November right now. I'm not putting you back in the game in the second half. I'm taking this decision out of your hands. So I'm sure if we would have needed him for any reason,
right,
he would have been able to.
I mean, you have to also think of it this way. Spo is looking at that tempo.
Yeah.
Right. And if you got a guy out there that's a little banged up and laboring, how does that help or hurt the tempo? You see what I mean? So
for sure.
And the last thing we need is Bam with a lingering injury for a month.
For sure. Now, of course, and like you mentioned, look, everyone right now is solely dependent on him. For him to be going like a month with something like this, obviously it's nothing that's as severe as Tua's hip thing, but we know that these hip injuries are just, it's not like something that's just gonna go away. But if in the event that we do need to go a couple games without him, I think Spo had mentioned that he's probably going to turn to Caleb Martin in the power forward role, which I'm kind of okay with. It seems like Caleb, ever since he came back, is trying to find his legs.
Yeah, he's starting to get his rhythm.
He's starting to get his rhythm, his legs. Yeah. He's all over the place too. It's pretty amazing that at any given time, any one of the five could take the ball down the floor. At any given time, any one of the five could be on the top when they run that zone, guarding Halliburton. Now nobody could guard him, but
yeah, no.
oh,
But they could be there though. They could line up there.
And you ever notice nobody on Indiana actually jumps when they shoot the three?
That's weird.
None of them
jump. They just choose
even
not.
Buddy Hill. He's supposed to be an excellent.
Nah, Buddy jumps a little. He
a little. Halliburton too. He jumps
but
a
it's
little.
not. Yeah,
it's looking like they warming up.
Yeah,
like,
I mean they should have warmed up more. I think I saw that Miles Turner attempted a 3 to start the game, and it was an air ball.
Well, he always does. He always
does.
When he can
that's
hit
his
those.
thing, huh?
He wants to be everything. He wants to be anything but a 5.
Except when he blocks shots, though.
Yeah, but he gets in there to block shots. But isn't that crazy?
Offensively, he doesn't want to be a 5. Defensively, he's a 5. He's a 5. He plays defense like a center, but offensively, no, he thinks he's a stretch 4.
Yeah.
So far, these headlines are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Can I tell you about my morning? Can I tell you about my morning, Leroy? Vlad, is that okay?
It sound like you got the sniffles, dog. What is it, chilly outside or something?
It's a little chilly outside, but
it's a beautiful day though, because in Florida,
you got kids germs, don't you?
I do. I feel like I always.
Hey, don't worry, your whole family gonna be sniffling till your kid turns 6. Wait till they start bringing home just random germs from other nasty kids that got going through the same thing. If you pick up your kid from kindergarten through maybe 2nd grade, right? Everybody coming home every day sniffing. What's wrong? Nothing.
I'm gonna have to design some Nike hazmat suits if that's possible.
No, you can't do it. But that's what helps your kids fight it.
Yeah, that's true. That helps build the immune system.
It builds up the immune system.
Well, other than having some sniffles, this morning I was in my vehicle on the way to the Citadel. Yesterday, I've been working on one car with my fiance because she works from home. She's usually with the baby. So we've been working on her new car. I've just been taking it back and forth. But I actually put some work into my car yesterday. Like an adult, Leroy, I replaced the battery like a man. I replaced the back tail light as well. I cleaned the car out, had everything nice and good. This morning, I put a nice little $45 worth of gas in there, which is why is that relevant? Because of this next part I'm about to tell you. Following this, I get maybe about half a mile away from my home when all of a sudden all the lights on my car turn on like it is celebrating Christmas because it is December 1st. And the car just kind of stops. So I'm literally maybe about, like I said, less than a mile from my home, but the car refuses to do anything now, and I'm stranded in the middle of the road. I call the tow company just out of curiosity. $125 just to get it literally a mile up the street.
Had AAA?
So this is another thing too, and I should be an adult and get my own damn AAA, but I didn't, right? But 3 weeks ago, my mother was like, hey, I'm getting AAA. Should I put you on my AAA? I said, no, Mom, I'm an adult. I have a kid now. I'm going to get it myself. And she said, I don't trust you. I'm going to put you on anyway because she understands I am still a child. But unfortunately, I called her like, hey, did you ever put me on the AAA? You know what her response was? What? I ain't get it. Come on now.
Hey, so I'm trying to figure out which one of y'all is the most childish. Her, but telling you she gonna put you on anyway because you a child, and then her not getting it, and you calling her, assuming that I know I messed up, but mama got my back.
Yep. She said she got something called Sam. She's like, you should look into it, Sam. I'm like, come on, man. You got the bootleg version of AAA. You didn't even get the normal AAA. You got the Kirkland AAA.
Hey, she be at home. They be making those phone calls. You know the people calling in.
Absolutely. They're looking for her.
Forget AAA, ma'am. We got something new for you. It's called Sam.
Tell you what, man. I could have used Sam this morning. Instead, it was a cool $125 after spending $45 on gas. So,
nothing like your car breaking down right after you leave the gas station.
Oh, I love it.
My car break down, I want to be on E.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I damn near was on E, and I should. My problem, literally, because I understand now that it's a fuel pump issue. The problem was literally me putting $45 worth of gas in there, and the car's like, I've never been this full.
So let me get this straight. Hold on.
Yeah.
You fed the car, never
fed the car.
Yeah.
Gave it a new teeth.
Everything. I bought a battery yesterday.
Patched up the butt, and that wasn't the problem.
That was not the problem. Matter of fact, because
so wait, you threw away more money.
Yeah.
Than the amount you said because your problem ain't fixed.
You hurt my heart, Leroy.
So did you run it through diagnostics? Because clearly you got a diagnostic machine in the hood, and you can just go ahead on and run it through and find out exactly what it is. So your car wasn't running it. So somewhere out there in South Florida, there's a perfectly good battery because you thought it was the battery. Now, let me tell you something.
Don't judge me.
I got uncles and cousins or whatever.
Yeah.
Who told you change the battery?
Okay, so I went through I did some bro science. Let me tell you my bro science, right? Car was sitting for a little bit.
You're gonna spend twice as much money.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, so there was corrosion on the battery, right? There was corrosion on the battery. So you know what you do that? You take a little Coca-Cola, right?
Yeah.
So I got the corrosion off. I get a little one of them jumpers on there to get the battery going. Car starts. All right, I'm cool. Then I take the jumpers off. It dies. I'm like, all right, this tells me this must be a battery issue. I go ahead and I replace the battery. Car's working fine. I even drove it to a car wash. I was driving. I was in these streets, Leroy. I was doing everything possible. But let me tell you something that I should have peeped. My gas was lying to me. Right? I put maybe about $10, and somehow my thing went from E to F. And then when I turned the car off, it went all the way back to E again. I noticed this morning when I had the issue, let's say F on a car fuel gauge is at 11 a.m., right? Let's just say if we're looking at a clock, F on a fuel gauge is at 11. Why the hell was my needle at 3 p.m. all the way past the F? Damn near pointing to the problem itself. It must be literally the fuel gauge, the fuel pump. So look, I took it to a hood diagnostic, which is essentially the tow truck was like, I think it's this. And I was like, you know what? I think it's this too. And then the guy who was on the corner was like, I think it's that also. So therefore, 3.
You got, hey, you know what I hate? You go and get some stuff done, or you go to the store and get something, and then ain't nobody want to help your ass when your car was broke or whatever.
Yep.
But then when you go to get it fixed, I wouldn't have spent all that money. All you needed to do was this.
Let me see if I can get the do you see what I'm working with? You see the F and where the needle is?
Oh. Man.
You see how he's resting on the other one? How lazy he is?
So you don't know how much gas you got.
Man, life is a game. I know I got $45 worth.
But wait. Here's the other problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What the gas got to do with all them other lights going on?
Man, every light turned on. I'm telling you, every single light. The car was like, listen, sir, I don't know what your plan was.
How many miles you got on that car?
Man, 149,000.
Well, that's
come on, man.
What year is it?
It's like this is like a 2014. That's not bad. You know,
hey,
ain't bad.
Hey,
years.
Hey, but check this out.
Yeah.
Now it's a money pit.
Hey, don't
listen. The great listeners and watchers of the show, they're letting you know Indian Roster's letting you know that it might be the alternator.
All right.
So
what about that needle though? What do I do?
It's not holding charge.
It's not holding the charge, so that's what that might be the reason why all the lights came up and everything like that. So he did say something about taking it off and then putting it back. I'm not no mechanic, but there's some mechanics here.
I don't appreciate the disrespect in the chat right now. Frog shouldn't be driving. They should jump to work. That's disrespectful.
He said a bad alternator will make the lights come on.
Yeah, because you're not getting power to the rest of the car.
Well, everybody's a mechanic now.
No, but for real.
No, but it's real. It's real.
But here's the problem.
Yeah.
Right? You replaced everything else before, look, here's how it goes. If it is the battery, if it is the battery and you start driving, right, it wouldn't cut off. And I bet you your car cut off when you got to like a stop sign or something, right?
Yeah,
so
I was at a light.
You had a light and you were stopped.
But
So
the lights and the battery works.
No,
like, everything works.
But you still need the alternator to generate power. So
Look.
what's going to end up happening is that you'll go through 17 batteries because your alternator isn't, you see what I mean, getting power to everything else. So the AC will cut off, the radio, the lights, all that other stuff won't work. That's why all them lights came on.
Look, y'all disrespectful. I keep seeing all the frog jokes. We have cars too. All right. Indian Rasta giving excellent advice. And someone said it could be the flux capacitor. So I appreciate that.
I don't even know what that is.
That is from, if I'm not mistaken, Back to the Future. It is not even a real thing. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins. Florida Panthers played yesterday. We will get back more into it. This is the Tobin and Leroy Show here on 560 WQAM. What you know about that, Leroy?
Hall and Oates?
What you know about that?
What I know?
That's before your time.
That's before your time.
Yeah, isn't that like like the go-to
80s?
line? That's before your time. You don't know nothing about that.
When everybody tried to figure out what the hell does Oates do?
I think they're beefing right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's suing. That's what he's doing.
Oh, is
Yeah.
he?
Yeah. There's
Yeah, they got
trouble
beef.
in paradise.
They got beef. They don't really mess with each other like that.
No.
Trouble in paradise, dude.
Yeah, because everybody knows who Daryl Hall is, but Oates is just the guy with the long curly hair. Playing all the instruments.
Yeah, the stash.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's not going for that no more. He wants to be known. He wants his comeuppance. He wants his equal shit.
Look, people, every now and then they would let him sing a song, but then people would say, no, we want the other guy singing. You do your thing. Yeah.
Leroy, did you I know you're 0-1 now. Did you actually watch any of the game yesterday?
I watched some of it. I was getting too pissed off. Not pissed off. Here's why.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the season, everybody was talking about how great this Dallas defense is.
Yep.
And they can't stop a nosebleed right now. Everybody's scoring. And in fact, we wouldn't be saying as much about Dak if that defense wasn't giving up so many damn points. Because now he got to chuck it all over the place. So they got to kind of dismiss their run game and stuff like that. When in actuality, the way that team was built was run the football in front of that big offensive line, play action, right? Stuff like that. Now they can't do that because their defense ain't stopping nobody.
No, I mean, and look, I know they have the players, the Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons of the world.
Trayvon Diggs is hurt. Isn't Diggs out?
The way he's been tweeting after his brother.
No, one of their corners got hurt.
Yeah. Diggs is out for the year. He got hurt in practice before week 2 against the Jets.
Yeah, I thought so.
They got big names, but it seems to be, and honestly, this should be a credit to Dak. It seems to be that their defense isn't where it was to start the season. And I mean, look, they've won 4 in a row. Imagine being 9-3 and second in your division, though.
Here's the deal, though. Take it from me, who played on a team that was a high scoring team.
Yeah.
And we lost 2 games all year. And both of them were because they were close. Not because our defense didn't do what they do. They were the same way all year. You can't put that pressure on an offense to score like that every week. Nobody can do it. All right? You talk about the greatest show on turf. Anybody remember that Super Bowl? It wasn't a high-scoring affair. And in fact, it was a Rams defensive stop that stopped McNair and a pass across the middle at the end of the game that sealed the game.
Is that the one that was like at the inch, the famous play where he's like reaching up? Ugh.
Yes.
By the way, can we stop with that? The guy was 1.5 yards short. He
was like a centimeter away.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was 1.5 yards short. They made like Al Michaels and Boomer was trying to make it. Oh my God. No, bro. He was 1.5 yards short.
He was farther than half the distance for an extra point. Like he wasn't that close.
No.
But still, that's how close they were to winning. And that score, that game didn't get to the 20s, if I'm not mistaken. So
the score was 20-16.
So at some point, what I'm saying is, as you get further along in the season and you get to playoffs and you get to championships, right? There's going to be a game that your defense is going to have to pick up the slack. And it sucks because the way that defense is playing right now, if the offense just has a little off week, and the defense give up 30, we gonna all say that can't win the big one. So let's be clear right now. If the Dallas Cowboys don't win, it ain't gonna be because of Dak. It's gonna be because of that prize possession, that prize possession defense y'all been bragging about all year. That is a sieve.
So you're not scared of them at all. 9-3, you're not scared. Yeah, like
really? Dude,
after one game,
you gave up 35. Well, okay, let me clarify that then. That was the first team that they beat with a winning record.
Ooh.
And when you think about it, Seattle is not a team you think of going out and scoring 35 points. Okay? Am I right? They scored 30. They scored 35 points. You had to score 40 points to win a football game against a team who isn't known as being dynamic offensively.
Yeah, that is.
Now, how you think that's going to change?
Can I add this nugget though, Marcos and Leroy?
Go ahead.
It was a short week.
Oh, hey, you got to say a short week. It was a short week. I kind of have to show up on the stat sheet, Leroy.
Because Seattle's defense doesn't give up 40. The Seattle's defense is not a defense that gives up 41 points either.
All right. Okay.
I'm just saying. You're right. You're right. But
guess what?
Both teams are known for their defense and everything like that, and they were giving up points just like they were the Pacers and the Heat.
But I can say this, that if there were 41 points to be scored, I would say Dallas could do it. I'm not looking at Seattle's offense and saying they can put up 35, 40 points. I'm not. You see what I'm saying? So I don't care. Like, that was I got to tell you.
I take that back. You know what?
They played on
Thanksgiving. Have a full week. They did play on Thanksgiving. I take that back. You're right, Casey Underwood. You're right. They did have a full week. So I take that back.
But I'm just saying, when you say Seattle, you ain't saying, high-powered offense. Right?
Yeah, I can't even name.
They are one of those teams that want to run the ball and play action and take some shots down the field. They ain't, I mean, what do you have? 330, 340? And 4 touchdowns? Geno Smith? I like Geno, right? I'm glad he finally got his opportunity to play. But damn, right? And I'm not the one that was praising this defense early in the year. Talk about how bad, how they gonna get past Dallas defense, and Dallas defense gonna do this, and Dallas right? But the thing about national media is they just can pivot, and when all things fail, they quit talking about how bad the defense is. They just go to Dak, right? So they can never be wrong.
What was the line?
9.5.
9.5.
9.5.
And you know how much I hate that too.
That was a big one.
Spreads, but
that's up my 17 parlay, man.
What was 7? 7 teams?
Yeah. I hit 6 of them.
Dang. That's that pain. 6 out of 7.
You know what bothers me? You know what pains you? This is what pisses you off, right? This is what pissed me off. It's that Dallas in the red zone and is only getting 3 points.
Right.
That's 4 points. That is taken away from me.
How about when they scored, when Dak scored, and somebody was had one of the defensive linemen in the full Nelson, had him in a headlock. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, dude? And then you know my favorite is after they choke the defensive line out, they hold their hands up.
What?
He already gone.
What?
Too late.
By the way, the minute you throw your hands up, I know you did something wrong.
Right, exactly. He said, I don't know what he did. Something on 78.
Yeah, the fact that you're raising your hands up to try to say that you didn't do anything means you did something. Right. I'm giving you a flag.
But yeah, so it was crazy.
So you're in last place right now.
Oh, you starting the month, right? The new month? Did you
win?
I won last week, yeah.
Yeah, I know you won. You won the whole month of November. Like
Tobin lost.
Yeah.
Tobin lost.
Yeah.
Oh, with the comeback of a century, man. Went 3-0 last week.
Marcos with the comeback with the Dolphins beating the Jets.
Mm-hmm. Needed that. Needed every bit of that. So yeah, we still have to figure out what his punishment is. By the way, shout out to Tobin. He informed us earlier in the week. Got a little something going on with the Tobin family. Hopefully everything goes well, and we should see him back soon, man. Shout out our boy.
Yep. Hey, I don't care what job you got. Ain't nothing more important than what's at home.
Absolutely, man.
You could book it. And if anybody would ever have a problem with that where you work, you tell them to go to hell.
Ooh, I'm happy
you ain't got to live with them. You ain't got to live with them. You got to live with mama. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that's supposed to be forever.
I'm happy that you brought that up because I guarantee you this will be a topic of discussion once Bronny James, he got cleared by USC. And LeBron said after the game last night in their loss to the Thunder that family's more important than anything, and he doesn't care if the Lakers are playing a game that night. He's going to go see his son play his first game at USC.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I feel like there's going to be the LeBron haters who are going to talk about it, saying, "How are you going to?" Yeah, you know that's going to be. It's going to be a topic of discussion.
I'm telling you, believe me. You know, you don't take that for granted. Like I tell people all the time, friends come and go, relationships come and go, family. That's it, right? And so you need to it would that. Hey Doc, you're right about that. Skip would be so mad, and that's low hanging fruit for Skip.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, I'm just saying though.
Ain't anybody who have a kid, anybody who have family that's close to him like that, ain't nobody gonna be mad at LeBron.
Jordan wouldn't have skipped. I'm just saying.
He would have retired.
How many times Jordan been married?
Okay.
3 times.
Okay.
2 times.
I mean, look, I'm just throwing out there. Mama gotta be happy. Right?
Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Leroy, the Panthers dominated yesterday. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. We get into a little bit more heat.
They love fighting, man.
Oh, do they?
No, they got the number
They
one.
love fighting.
The reason why the fight was so much the previous game, because they had both of the the fire starters on either team.
Both of the
Kachucks. Yeah.
All right, a little bit more after this, right here on 560 WQAM. All right, welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show here on 560 WQAM. Vlad coming in with the vibes.
Hey.
Yeah.
Somebody said Vlad looked like he about to ride his skateboard to the liquor store.
I know.
Jeez.
Especially when you have the hat on.
Oh, yeah. I left the hat. It's actually warm today. It's warm in the studio. So,
is it?
Yeah. No.
But you're in the other studio, though.
Yeah, I'm in the
OG.
The original. Yeah, the original.
Yeah, so that studio wasn't the problem.
No, it was the previous studio that was the problem.
Yeah.
It was so
I did leave a small little AC.
Yes, you did. Thank you. Because this weekend the AC went out, and it was we got a lot of big boys here, and there's a lot of sweat.
I got a portable AC. Just let me know.
Definitely got one of those, but I bought them a little, and there's like a little ice pack in it. I'm not sure how well it works, but you can take the ice pack, freeze it, put it right back in the little AC. It's perfect.
So you only have cold air as long as the thing is cold?
Hey, look, it's better than what's going on in that studio right now.
Leroy, I need you.
What's up? What's up?
I need a hookup.
Oh, for where?
Hey.
You know
where?
I know someone.
You might want it too, Marcus, but you know where. I need one of those emails you get from a certain place that's giving certain legendary comedians coming down this month.
Who you got? What comedian?
The one you're gonna go see.
Oh, you're gonna go see? Yeah, if you have any spare, throw it to you.
Well, if I'll probably still be married by then. But I got them right. You know what?
You got them early too.
Let me tell you something. I was so excited when David Chappelle was coming to the Hard Rock. During the show, I got in line. I was like 1,500 in queue. I'm thinking plenty of tickets. I'm gonna be able to get some good seats, right? I get my seats, right? I'm excited. They added 4 shows.
Yeah, I know.
And they're all sold out.
I know.
But I'm going to the OG. I wish I would have I wish I'd have went to a later one. You know what I mean? I would have went to
like a different date.
10:30
yeah.
show?
No, I would have went on
different
Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Or you know what I mean?
Which one did you get? What was the original one? What day was the original?
December 29th, which is that Friday.
Friday. Oh, okay, yeah.
But if you get if it's Friday, Friday you go and you get tore up, you struggling through the weekend.
I'll tell you what, I know based off of my this is not bro science, this is actual science. The best crowds for a comedy club, right? Or a comedy performance is easily Saturday, and I'm gonna tell you why. Friday, people they worked all week, they're coming from work, they're dealing with traffic, they're still tired, they woke up early that day. Sunday, they got work the day after, and they're already thinking about what time they got to wake up. They can't be on too long because they know they got to go to sleep. But Saturday, you probably woke up at a decent time. You don't got to go to sleep at any certain time, and you're ready to laugh. The problem is those Saturday crowds usually drink the most, and that's where things get crazy.
But here's the thing, though, Marcos. It's the first show Saturday that's nice.
Oh, yeah. The first Saturday show is
good. The first show on a Saturday night is good because they've eaten already. They've gotten their rest.
And they're just having a couple of little drinks to finish off the night.
Either finishing off the night or starting off the night. But they've got their proper rest and they got their outfit. They made sure they got their outfit ready and everything. It's that late night Saturday crowd.
Somebody fighting somebody.
Somebody's fighting someone, Leroy, and these bums never want to leave. They don't want to leave. They want to stay. And you can tell them. We give you not even subtle hints. We just tip outright. Yeah, you got to get your asses out of here. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get your asses out of here. Do they want to leave? No, they want to chit chat. They want to take pictures. They want to do everything. Like they just want to do everything for the gram. And we're trying to get out of here. They don't want to leave. Never want to leave. That pisses me off.
So you may be okay on a Friday, Leroy. You may be good.
Yeah. Well, and then wait, here's the other thing. It's the holiday week. Nobody works. A lot of people take that week off.
Oh, that's right. That is right.
And it's 4 days away from Christmas, so you got some.
It's 4 days after Christmas, right?
Yeah, so you got time to break it down. It's not too early up against New Year's Eve, where it's people getting rowdy. So I might have a chance.
Well, if you have any extra tickets for any reason, your boy Vlad is looking to join you. Like, there's 4 other shows, Vlad.
Hey, what show? What show did Vlad
Wu-Tang.
I missed Wu-Tang. When we saw you, me and my wife saw you.
Oh, that was Janet.
Janet Jackson.
Janet.
We got backstage pass to Janet Jackson when she was in Cleveland one time.
Ooh.
And she is very quiet.
Very
quiet. Like, when you hear her do interviews and stuff, she's like that for real.
So explain to me this, Leroy. When celebrities from different walks of life meet up with each other, like, how's the interaction? Like you said,
it depends. Like, our interaction, they introduced her to us, and she was very nice, but it was almost like she ain't having it. Like, we were just, hi, how you doing, whatever, and that was cool. We just want to say, hey, we met Janet Jackson. But when who's too legit, MC Hammer came in, he brought us out back. He brought us in the bag, gave us shirts. He was hanging out with us. Y'all hang here, I'll be here after this set, stuff like that. So he was like, but that's more of the rap game, right? Right.
Yeah,
so they're more interactive.
I would figure if I ran into Yanni, he'd give me a head nod and keep it moving.
Nah, we getting lit at the Yanni.
Yanni.
Yeah. Honestly, anytime I heard the Yanni.
Tell you who I want to next time they come to town, I'm gonna go hang out with them. Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh, I got to catch that at the Amaranth Bank. I saw that.
Can I just tell you?
Yeah.
Vlad, you spend money for a concert, they put on a show, and it lasts forever.
Yeah, that's actually my problem with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, come on, man. You know what I'm here for.
Well, I know the hits, right? I know the hits.
Yeah. Play the hits. Let's go.
And then they have some other stuff, and then but I'm telling you what, pyrotechnics. They got people playing the violin and the guitar all over, up on the little things flying around. Oh yeah, it was it for bang for your buck, you're gonna be entertained. And it's they only tour during Christmas.
Oh.
So I gotta tell you, that's what I need. And the only reason why I got into Yanni, believe it or not, I was flicking through the channels when I was playing football in Cleveland, flicking through the channels, and I got to like the PBS channel, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I hear this little music, and I'm like, wow, dude, he got a regular band with an orchestra, right? So I'm like, oh, let me hear this out for a minute. And then there's a black chick playing the violin, and she's very famous because you see her at fairs playing, like she played Gangsta's Paradise one time at a fair. Yeah, she can get it. I'm gonna tell you, not she can play the violin. She can't get it. But, what you mean. Yeah. So I start following her and watching her play on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I start watching Yanni, because of that. But yeah, it's really good.
What a time to be alive. You got to explain yourself.
Yeah, somebody said Miss Horde on line 1. Hey, I mean, if that's the case, I might have some tickets available on 29th.
All right, back after this hour 2 when we come back on the Tobin and Leroy show. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua. Can go to hell. Tonga Valoa. Dolphins quarterback. Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Our Tua on the program, ladies and gentlemen. Back at it again. It is your boys, Leroy, Vlad, Marquito, Tito, and JFig holding it down for our boy Tobin. We talked about it in depth last hour. The Miami Heat defeated the Indiana Pacers. They lose Adebayo. Nothing serious, hopefully. Doesn't seem like it's anything serious, but nonetheless, they get 36 from Butler. A couple other key contributors as well, including Jaime Jaquez Jr.
Jaime Jaquez Jr.
What did Hoctor J? I think that's what Shaq had called him.
Shaq called him Hoctor J.
Yeah, Hoctor J. I like that one. That's pretty good. I kind of like it better than Heim Time. Don't tell Tobin though.
All right. Yeah.
A couple key contributers.
By the way,
what's wrong with Triple J?
Because that other guy has it in Memphis, the defender, Jaren Jackson Jr.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank
you.
Hey, by the way, her name is
Yeah.
Karen Briggs.
Karen Briggs. Oh, nice. The
When
violin.
you get a second, you want to be like, wow. Got me hooked.
I bet we heard you. We heard you. Yesterday, not only do we have a dominant performance, I wouldn't say dominant necessarily. They didn't have to come back to secure that victory. Another excellent performance. The Florida Panthers, man. We didn't get a chance to talk too much about that. They actually won 5-1 against the Montreal Canadiens. Vlad, I believe you were producing that game, huh?
Yes, I was. It was a good game.
It seems like they put on 4 in the third period. That's
Yeah, it
crazy.
was scoreless in the first period. Then they scored a goal in the second.
Yeah.
And then third period, like out the gate, like 8 seconds into the third period, they scored a goal, and it was lights out for Montreal after that. And then Montreal got their ass whipped in the fight as well.
Oh, yes.
What's up with these Panthers fighting everybody?
Oh, but they
We're getting scrappy.
And you know what? I got to give our boy Doug Plagens, who does a great job calling the games for the Panthers. If he wasn't a hockey announcer, he could have done radio boxing. He does a good job. He does a good job.
Blow by blow
of giving the play-by-play, blow-by-blow of the fight. I'll find it for you.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I'm gonna find it for you. But yeah, it was a good win for the Panthers. They should have had all 6 points of that a road trip. They got screwed in Toronto.
Well, remember they won.
got screwed in Toronto.
They won and then they didn't.
Yeah. It's still something sketchy about that.
Wait,
That still leaves a
when
bad
you
taste.
have to go get players to play,
Come on
game's
now.
over.
Look, the band is on the field. It was done. We're over.
Guys were in the locker room already. Their jerseys were off.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, they said that Bobrovsky was in the middle of his shower. He had to stop what he was doing and put his clothes back on. It was crazy. But that brings him to 14-7-2 on the season. So far, so good for the Cats, man. So far, so good.
It's the thing I like is certainly both the Heat and the Panthers are having better starts than they did the previous year.
Absolutely.
And so it just seems like, to some extent, they're picking up where they left off. And so I wonder if this will make them more battle tested. Right.
And what's interesting about these teams is they kind of mirror each other in so many ways. Their seasons mirrored each other last year. They're constantly playing on the same day. But now it kind of seems like we didn't make this big splash move. And you can name the pieces that left both. You got the Radko Gudises of the Panthers or the Gabe Vincents of the Miami Heat. These are pieces that become synonymous with the teams that have left this offseason. And yet somehow it seems as whatever has remained and whatever pieces they have added, these teams have gotten better.
Right.
And it's interesting because it's
I would say this is that as far as the Heat are concerned, you got Tyler who's picked it up a little bit. Bam picked it up. They've gone through their natural maturity, right, of being an NBA player. Jimmy's being Jimmy. I don't think anybody predicted Jaime would come in and make this contribution. So that's bonus right there. Let's not forget the game that Dunks is coming with now, right?
True.
Where he's better on the defensive side. He got more in his bag on the offensive end. I mean, he cuts to the rim. Him and Jaime cut to the rim and get lost more than any two basketball players I've ever seen, right?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
they got Jaime out there. They like, he ain't gonna run by me. Whoop, gone.
Yeah.
And so those are a lot of things that, play a major role in this. And not to mention that we can say we want about Kyle. Kyle knows when he needs to produce.
Absolutely.
And that in itself is a vet move right there, right? If everybody's there, he's a facilitator. And he say, why isn't Kyle shooting? Because he's a point guard, right? But if Tyler's out or Jimmy's gone or whatever, he'll give you 20.
Yeah, and I've become more comfortable with that. Before it was a little bit more sporadic, I feel. Like it was like,
but it was always, look, and I would say this is it's more noticeable now because he hitting shots.
Yeah.
He was trying to do that before, but he just wasn't hitting those shots. So that I get it. But now remember, we don't have a problem when everybody's there of Kyle not shooting. Right?
Yeah, that's true. We were begging him to shoot at a certain point.
Right.
Yeah. And honestly, look, every addition that we've made or every improvement that every player has made has been something that's helped this team. I think something we knew would help, but I think has been playing a bigger role than we expected is Josh Richardson's return. What do you have, like 19 yesterday?
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, he's coming back.
That was a slight upset.
Yeah, I said, look, he's coming back. Maybe he'll give you 7 to 9 points, maybe a steal or two, and he'll go enjoy the rest of the time on the bench. But man, not only did he play key minutes, his contribution in regards to his pass on that Jaime dunk in the fourth quarter, the one that went love to Richardson.
Yeah. Love to Richardson to Jaime. That was
okay.
That was for real. That was nice.
Yeah, it was a solid outing for sure. We're gonna talk more.
You know
about
what?
it.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
I love me some K Love, right?
Oh,
I think he throws them long passes, so he ain't got to run down there.
Hey, you got to work smarter. Work smarter, not harder, dude.
Because it seems like he gets tired.
All right,
dude. Listen, hold on. I want to show this. Who is this?
Yo, Tobin looking good out there, man. Yo, my boy athletic.
I really thought it was him. I always thought it was him.
Yo, that is the peak male physique right there.
But wait, dude doing backflips and pirouettes.
That's impressive. That was impressive.
That's impressive. Now he go on the sideline and have a cheeseburger, but that's okay.
That was impressive. That is peak physical male body right there, and no one wants to talk about it.
No, let me tell you what that is. That is in football when you see a bad body and you don't realize how athletic the guy is. Right?
Yeah. Can I see that one more time? I'm sorry. that was impressive. That was limber. The next time any one of his UFC friends talk about it, oh my god, two backflips, a pure. What is this?
And he walked it off with some snacks.
This is elegant. This is
Hey,
elegant.
I wonder who's more shocked, us or everybody at that gym.
How about the floor?
The floor
it's bouncy. It's bouncy.
It has shocks because damn. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Miami Dolphins. There's actually a developing story that I want your opinion on, Leroy. The NFL is very, very much living up to its name of the No Fun League. We're going to talk about that and a little bit more when we come back.
We also have breaking news.
Oh, breaking news. Yeah, what we got?
Ex-Giants manager Gabe Kapler is finalizing a deal to become assistant general manager of the Miami Marlins.
Oh, okay. So they didn't want to pay Kim Ng, but they got two people to do the job. I got you.
So
no problem.
They hired the former manager of the Giants.
All right,
to become an assistant GM. So
well, you notice they hiring people that have very similar circumstances. But here's the deal: the Giants spent a boatload of money.
Yep.
So I don't know where you're going with this, but if he come with that blueprint, they spend money.
Well, we'll see what that means for the Marlins' future. We'll talk about that and more when we come back.
Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Back to the Tobin and Leroy show we go. Welcome back. Leroy here, Vlad here, JFig controlling the video from behind the scenes. I wanted to get to this real quick. Leroy,
what's up?
You remember when Tyreek Hill did that backflip with the phone?
Yeah.
Wasn't that cool, right? Wasn't that a cool moment?
Yeah.
Definitely something that I feel the NFL has capitalized off of. I feel like I've already seen it on a commercial or a graphic of some sort. I know I saw it on Hard Knocks already. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, yeah, no, you're still not watching Hard Knocks. You should change your mind, Leroy. It's pretty good. Vlad, have you seen any of the Hard Knocks?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, including this last week.
No, I did not watch the last. I was working the Panthers Maple Leafs game, so I didn't get a chance. I was gonna watch it tonight, but I heard this one is very sad. The second one, because it's all about Jalen Phillips and then he gets hurt. So, but the first one I did watch was all about Tyreek, his mom, his beautiful wife, the mustard, the nachos being spilled, and all of that. But Tyreek's a main focus of the Hard Knocks in season.
Yeah, he seems to be the main focus of a lot of things right now, as the actual person whose phone he took to do that backflip that became, infamous immediately was actually his own personal photographer, his own personal videographer that he hired out of high school and had been working with him for at least 3 to 4 years now, helping him. He develops a YouTube channel, and whatever Tyreek Hill needs filmed, this videographer is his go-to guy. Even got credentials from the NFL to be on the sidelines. And unfortunately, Kevin Fitzgibbons, by the way, is his name. He was contracted by the NFL to shoot Dolphins home games. He was suspended for the remainder of the season and possibly for good by the league for his role in Hill's touchdown celebration against the Carolina Panthers during that Week 6 game. So,
wait, they really gonna suspend him?
So apparently,
suspended him, and then they're considering suspending him for a season.
He's definitely suspended for the remainder of the season for sure.
But he might be suspended forever.
Forever. There may be a lifetime ban on this kid because of his role in this. Now, they said regardless of if he knew the celebration was coming or not, because they remain that it's just something that happened spur of the moment, that he still had to be disciplined and that he shouldn't have jumped on the sidelines after the play. So it's less of whether or not.
So he wasn't standing there.
No, so he was standing there, but the problem was after Tyreek Hill did that backflip, he jumped and celebrated because obviously, although he's contracted by the NFL, Tyreek Hill.
God, they were looking for something. They were looking for a reason, and they found it because now they're trying to say, well, you work for the NFL and you're credentialed by the NFL. That means you must be objective. Get out of here. Get out of my face with that.
Objection has left sports talk. Objection has left the commentary.
How can we be objective when we have on TV lifelong fans of certain teams just spewing anything about those teams? What are we talking about here? Nah, they doing that man wrong. They just want to mess with Tyreek and his people.
It seems like they're after Tyreek, man. All the fines that they gave him. And, the flip was harmless, dude. The flip was something that, again, people are going to be watching that play for years. That's going to be something that people are always going to see. Look, it gained more than 4.5 million views on TikTok and more than 100,000 likes on Instagram. And I'm sure that was like within the first couple hours of.
Dude, if you remember, the minute it happened, it was getting all the hits. And then all of a sudden, it was like.
Here's the kicker. The NFL used it in one of their promos.
That's exactly it.
Then when they find the guy, they took it down.
Mm-hmm.
So, you think there's a lot of people who are going to do backflips with a phone?
look, I'm not
you
sure.
have to score the touchdown and be in the right end zone of where the individual is going to be there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a guarantee it's going to happen. Like, it's the same way with that Joe Horn celebration with the phone. Right. Okay, he could have scored a touchdown the opposite direction. What if he went to the goalpost and it's on the other side? It had to happen.
No. That phone was being moved.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
You can't put one in each goalpost, Joe Horn. You're struggling like that. You can't buy an extra phone.
Put one in each.
No, they just when the Saints are going the other way, somebody go and put it on another thing. That's it. It's not that hard. There's a lot of people on the sidelines. I've hit a lot of them. Believe me, trying to get out of their way.
Yeah, well, after reporting that K Fitz, the photographer, wouldn't be allowed on the sidelines anymore, potentially ever, Hill was actually asked about the suspension yesterday. And of course, in the most Tyreek Hill way possible, we all know that he is a man of the people. He said that him and Fitzgibbons were longtime friends and that he would cover any lost wages. So he's going to go ahead and pay his salary. He's going to cover his salary, whatever the NFL was going to pay him or whatever I told him I was going to make sure that I do what's right and take care of you. So, I mean, look, at the very least.
You know what? Him saying that is just making it worse for how the NFL looks, right?
Yeah, true.
Especially when you use the picture. Like, you can't, how you going to find somebody about something and you use it as part of your, whatever you do?
It hit, it got so many hits, within seconds after it happened, that the NFL was happy about it because they're like, oh my God, look at that. Look at all the hits we're getting. Oh, look at all traffic, social media. And then all of a sudden, like in 30 minutes, 45 minutes later, they want to pull everything down when they already took the footage and used it for a commercial.
Right.
Yep. Already seen it. It's already one of the most memorable moments of the season. For you to go do this and like potentially suspend this kid for the remainder of his career.
He can't do a backflip, but the whole offense could do a line dance. With Tua.
Very strange.
Early in the year.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've had some of the more creative. I think I've seen Raheem Mostert does the surfboard every time.
He does his same thing, yeah.
So look, I don't understand. It's always a no fun league when it doesn't align with their pockets, and I'm just glad at the very least Tyreek is looking up.
Here's what people need to understand, right? And here's what some people in the league need to understand. In all sports, baseball, basketball, whatever, sometimes when you perform well, your celebration has nothing to do with the other team. It has to do with you celebrating an accomplishment, right?
Yeah.
And so from that standpoint, I think a lot of times in baseball, guys, I don't know, a guy hit a ball 450 feet and he celebrates and now he got to get a baseball thrown at him. But the pitcher can fist pump and hip thrust when he strikes somebody out and the bases are loaded.
Yeah.
I don't see anything different, but he don't get a ball thrown at him. So
yeah. That's so true.
I think
think about that.
Like there are times where it gets a bit too much, but I would say that was not one of the cases. And in fact, everybody enjoyed it. Everybody thought it was fun. And so you kind of just got to let it play out. Right. And so that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But it's the NFL here. The NFL is not a no fun league. Here's what
I don't know, man.
Here's what they're trying to do. Here's what they try to do with the rules. Here's what they try to do with the rules of officiating. They make these rules up so they can be consistent. Right? So at any point in time, you can't go back and say, well, what about this? And that's what makes officiating so difficult, is that we can play a play 5 series later and they call a penalty when the same thing happened to your team before and they didn't. And so the NFL's trying, and that's why the rules sound ridiculous. Like whether it's a catch and then a fumble, 2 steps in the football, they're trying to be consistent so it can be consistent throughout the league. So that's why you see some of these things, right? I'm surprised that these guys aren't getting fined up the yin yang for about their socks. Because I've never seen, because they don't get taped.
No, yeah, I did see
So you
that.
can
You
see
mentioned that
ankles.
earlier. Mhm.
I'm like, maybe it's a running thing.
It just looks cool. I don't know. I just feel like it looks cool.
But it's only the fast guys, if you notice.
I was gonna say, if I saw River Craycraft with it, I'd say, tape up your damn ankles, Craycraft. But Tyreek, he's allowed to do whatever he wants.
But I understand why they do it, and they try to explain it that way, while trying to be extremely consistent in everything that they do.
Yeah,
it always comes across as being not very consistent. But from their standpoint, they have to do it, even though if they all enjoyed it, right? Because okay, where they say, oh, if I let them do this, then the next guy's going to do this, and okay, whatever. It's like, remember he couldn't dunk on the goalpost.
Yep.
Well, you know what happened?
No,
the goalpost got crooked. They had to stop the game for 25 minutes to fix it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But there's only like 5 people that was dunking.
I don't like that people are going back to the car jokes. Someone said my gas meter did a backflip. I don't like this.
Dude, if I got in my car,
and
that's what my gas thing looked like,
it didn't
I'm
look
going
like
directly
that,
to a shop.
Yeah, I promise it didn't look like that. I promise. I wouldn't have risked it. I got a perfectly fine 2023 Camry that I could have driven, but I was like, nah, I got to get this one working, and it's not working. Long story short, but we'll get it fixed. And we're going to come back on the other side, talk a little bit more about the Miami Heat. Got a little bit of cat talk coming after that. Got some game day uncensored talk. And you know that we cannot go a show with me hosting and not play a game, baby. So we got some games coming up. We got some trivia coming up.
I'm in the Hall of Fame of games, right? Marco's games?
Yeah, I think so. I think you were definitely ranked first. So we're going to get some more trivia in. Stick around to the Tobin and Leroy show here on 560 WQAM. Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy Show here on 560 WQAM. Marcos, Leroy, Vlad, JFig in here holding it down. Live from the lily pad, my boys. Live from the lily pad. Leroy, I got something that came across the wire. Something that came across the wire that I want your opinion on in regards to whether or not you're interested. I want to gauge your interest level, if you will.
Okay.
This is a very stereotypical, as Tobin would say, could be something. It could be nothing. Now, the Miami Heat didn't make any splashes this offseason like a lot of people
not in
would have liked.
offseason. Right.
And, you know, thus far we've been kind of, I've been hearing the nickname Run It Back Riley a lot because no major moves in the past couple of off seasons. Nothing, honestly, since Jimmy Butler has arrived. There's been nothing that has been, you know, monumental.
No splash.
Yeah, you'll get someone like a Kyle Lowry and a Kevin Love or Josh Richardson, which are solid veterans and rotational players, but it's nothing that's gonna shake the roster up. But
what's going on?
Could be something, could be nothing.
What is the meaning of it, Watson? What is the object of this?
Could be something, could be nothing. Why would they do that?
I went ahead and went on Twitter or X, whatever it's called nowadays, and looked at a tweet from an account that our boy Tobin likes to follow. Are you familiar with Drew Starr?
Only from Tobin, who follows him religiously.
Exactly. Which makes me think that it's secretly a Tobin burner account, but we'll get to that on a different day. Reported by Drew Starr, which I feel weird saying reported by because he's not a reporter. He's just a guy with a Twitter. DeMar DeRozan is considered very likely to be on the move before the deadline passes. When it comes to what if, hear me out.
No, here's why.
Yeah.
You can't bring in another guy who plays the same style of basketball as Jimmy.
Fair. What I mean, you know, Jimmy kind of, I wouldn't say he's injury prone, but you know, Jimmy gets banged up.
No.
What about for the right price?
Same guy. Same guy.
So you think this is nothing then?
Nothing.
Look, DeMar DeRozan.
I don't care. He's the same play. He's the same player, the same type player as Jimmy Butler.
Okay, I mean, granted, he does have a similar play style, but you wouldn't be even like, you know, the right price. What if I could give you?
One of the things you could say about the Heat is they have a lot of players who do a lot of different things, right? And that's what makes them unique. That at any given time, anybody could bring the ball up the floor. Any given time, anybody could initiate the offense, right? They all have a different skill set when it comes to scoring.
Yeah.
How many people you gonna have in the paint? Jimmy plays in the paint. DeMar plays in the paint. Bam plays in the paint. You got to have 3 shooters on the court at all times.
Okay, but you're telling me that even if it was for, let's say, Jovic, who hasn't played all season, right? We have no contributions for him.
Yep.
Maybe a future pick of some sort. You know, DeMar DeRozan wants to play with his buddy Kyle Lowry. He knows what it takes to get to the championship and actually close the deal.
Wait,
even though he did.
Somebody says Jaime is the same player as Jimmy. No, he's not.
No,
I mean, they have similar play styles.
No,
but I don't think they're the same.
And why would you want old ass DeMar DeRozan?
Why not?
Like young Zach LaVine.
See, let me
Zach
explain.
LaVine?
Vlad, let me explain something to you.
Zach LaVine's made of paper.
Let me explain something to you. Sometimes people want different, even if it's not better. Right?
Hmm.
And I look at it as And I'm going to ask you this. Having DeMar DeRozan makes you how much better? Because he's not known as a defensive stalwart now.
But maybe he can be a consistent 15 points off the bench every day.
Oh, he's not coming off the bench.
He's not coming off the bench because he's DeMar DeRozan and make 40-something million.
Yeah, 40 million means your ass is on the court. It's not on the bench.
No way. How much do we pay
Duncan? To make it work?
No way. We paid Duncan, I don't know how much, and Max Strus was taking his money.
Dunks make less than half of that.
Yeah, I could put your ass for 16 million on the bench. I can't put your ass on the bench if you're making 35, 40 million dollars.
And you traded for him?
And I traded for you and I gave up assets? Nah.
Hey, wait. Let's take a step back, Frog Boy. Because now you're being ridiculous.
Wow.
Who you gonna trade?
Yeah, I told you Jovic for sure. Jovic out of here.
Why?
What the hell has he done for me?
He just turned 20.
Oh man, sick of that, dude. Jaime Jaquez
It's 24. It's 24.
Look, he chose to do it the right way. He went to UCLA for 6 years.
DeMar DeRozan is 34 years old.
Yeah,
he's actually younger than I thought. Jeez.
Yeah, actually, I thought he was.
He's been
so he's the same age as Jimmy.
He's the same age as Jimmy, and he's making a good amount of money, guys. He's making over $35 million a year.
Are you crazy? But you know what?
Hold on. We can make the money work. All right, we'll give you Jovic, and we'll give him a sponsorship of the arena. Right? It'll be the Kaseya Center presented by DeMar DeRozan.
But the money got to go to Chicago, not to DeMar.
Okay, so he is making this season. He's making 27. He's making 27.3 million, and then next season he'll be making 28.6. But that's because he's in the final 3 years of his contract. He had signed a 81 million contract. He's a free agent after
next
season.
Yeah, but he's
I'm sorry. It would be this season. He'd be a free agent after this season because 24.
So you're not even a little bit.
He ain't good enough to get. He ain't good enough to be a loaner to get you over the hump. Let's put it like that. He ain't good enough to get you over the hump.
Wait a minute. So you're going to be trading for a guy who's going to be a free agent after next year, and like Leroy said, it's going to be a loaner, and you're willing to give up some of the young assets that you can develop in Nikolai, and you're probably going to have to give up Tyler Hero.
What? I ain't agree to that.
What you want to give him, scrubs? You want to give him the G League? What are you doing?
Okay. Hold on. Now that I think about it,
Falls roster.
Right.
Now I think about it. What has Tyler Hero really done for me recently, too? If I'm not mistaken,
he don't care. You know what the thing about fans is sometimes, Vlad?
You sounding like
out of sight, out of mind.
You sound like a froggy Tobin. You sound like a froggy Tobin right now.
How many wins have we had since Tyler Hero's gone down? And how many wins did we have when he was playing?
I will say this, man. I feel bad for Tyler because every time he gets hurt, what
do we? I mean, the story writes itself at this point. Like, what do you want me to do? We insert Haywood Highsmith into the lineup. All of a sudden, we go on a little win streak, 9 out of 10 kind of vibe. Look, I think it's obvious.
Here's what I would say.
Yeah,
when different guys play, the Heat are different. It doesn't necessarily mean they're better, and people need to understand that, right? People need to understand that different isn't better. It's like in football when you change your quarterback and then your quarterback start winning. You may be doing stuff to accommodate that player that you weren't doing with the other guy. And so to just sit here and say, you let me ask you an honest question.
Yep.
You think DeMar DeRozan on the Heat makes them what?
Wise. I think it helps them mature. It raises their maturity.
It makes them old as hell.
No, mature. Wise.
No. That's a nice way of saying it makes them old as hell.
Experience.
Wait, so then you're gonna have wait. Let me name the 4 guys. You got DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, and Kevin Love.
No, now if you're telling me you're getting DeMar DeRozan, you're giving up Kyle Lowry, I think that's a genius move by the Heat.
What?
Because you're giving one contract that's expiring for another contract that's expiring. So regardless of the fact you're getting a younger player,
but still, Kyle Lowry's better from the outside shooting the ball than DeMar DeRozan is. So you need him for it.
In the playoffs, I need a guy that can get me a bucket, and that
You
15,
got that's
18 foot,
Jimmy.
that 15, 18-foot mid-range jumper is so needed in the playoffs. But I wouldn't make the deal. I wouldn't be making the deal to give up assets. No. Because then you're asked out after the playoffs.
Final trade offer. Jovic, right? Hasn't done anything for me.
Why you want to trade Jovic? Because you haven't seen him play.
Hasn't done anything for me.
Because he talked about not getting any playing time.
Yeah. Look at him. He's already trying to start a ruckus. And I'll give you Chris Quinn. Add him to your bench.
You are really sounding like Tobin.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, let's go ahead and get into some cat talk presented by Celsius. We got more on the way right here on the Tobin and Leroy Show, 560 WQAM.
Over for Ekman Larson. Gets to center. And here we go. It's Gadjevich dropping the gloves with Josh Anderson. Right around the Canadiens' blue line. Some right hands flying from these two big customers. This stems back to some hits that were thrown earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Head late on members of the Panthers. And now Gadjevich trying to get that right free. Gadjevich has had his helmet knocked off. Anderson, a couple of right hands. Now right over the top from Anderson. Then Gadjevich follows with a counterattack. Gadjevich trying to get that left free. Comes in with the right. These are two big, tough, strong guys going toe-to-toe. Down to our right. A right in from Gadjevich as he plays a little defense. Now a left coming in from Anderson. And the rights come flying from Gadjevich. What a tilt this is between these two. And they are ultimately separated by our linesmen. And they get a big cheer from those who stuck around for the late stages of this one.
Damn.
Hey.
Plagens on the call there.
I couldn't tell whether he was calling a hockey game or a WWE event, right?
That was.
Dude, I tell you, Plagens, the last 2 nights, he's had some great fighting calls. Like, you could tell that it got the juices going, you know? So, yeah, it was a great game. That third period was fun.
You know what? Were you guys like me when I met Doug Plagens for the first time? I was like, huh. Because, you know, you always associate a guy with a voice.
Oh, no, I ain't. I was like, wait a minute. You can't have a voice like that and then, you know, look that good. You can't. No. That's not fair. It's not fair.
He's younger than a lot of the other play-by-play.
Yes.
He looks like he should be one of the players.
Yeah, he's in great shape as well.
And got a great voice.
Yep. Definitely. With that being said, I won't be on air, but I'll be producing Panthers Insider tomorrow. If you're interested in listening, that'll be 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on 560 WQAM.
I got a couple of fights for you to play for your show tomorrow.
You know what? It seems like he has another career if hockey doesn't necessarily work out.
Oh, yeah. He could definitely do SmackDown.
He could do MMA.
Yeah.
Forget Mauro Ronaldo. Let's get Doug Plagens there. After, you know, he calls the Panthers winning the 2023-2024 Stanley Cup final, obviously. Then he can.
You know what I realize, as entrenched as we are in the basketball and hockey, how much season they have left?
Oh, so much. Yeah. That's why.
One ends next June.
Yeah. I think that's why you notice the NFL is infringing on that Christmas date. I kind of feel like basketball is like, you'll be done soon enough anyway. We still have so much season ahead. There's still so many months of basketball and hockey that are going to be played with no competition of football.
I mean, it's amazing that football has now just, because guess what? You know, on Black Friday, you used to only get college games, and you have the same college. Miami would always play. You have
Pittsburgh,
a couple
Boston College.
Yeah.
It's always a road game, by the way. It's never a game at home. It's never Miami at home the day after Thanksgiving. It's always the Canes going to some godforsaken, cold-ass town where there's nothing to do. Like, I want to go to Chestnut Hills. Pause. Like, I want to go to Morgantown. No. Like, I want to go to Pittsburgh. Absolutely not. But go ahead.
You're right. You're right. But then you notice what the NFL did. They didn't want a Thursday night game on Thanksgiving to be on Prime. So they just moved their game to Friday. Now, let me ask you this. I know it's smart. But did the Dolphins already play on Thursday?
No, they haven't played a Thursday night game yet.
So is that because that's the prime game that should have been on Thursday? Is that considered the Thursday game, or do they have a Thursday game? See what I'm saying?
That is a good question, because
that would have been the Thursday night game.
You never know, though. Things are getting crazy. I don't know if you saw they flexed out for the first time ever. They flexed out of a Monday night football game.
What?
Yeah, they didn't want to see Chiefs versus Patriots.
Yeah, it was Kansas City versus New England. They said get that out of here. Get that out of here, please.
Mahomes can say.
So who are they putting instead?
I believe it's Philly versus Seattle.
Eagles Seahawks.
Okay, after what Seattle just
I don't know if that's really the game that you want to flex into, but I mean, I guess.
But you don't have you're limited, right? Like when you flex, you don't have the pick of the litter. You only have like maybe 3 or 4 games you could flex besides, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if the Dolphins have an opportunity to be flexed into more primetime games, that's definitely something.
As it gets later on in the season,
I'm gonna tell you a game that might get flexed.
That
Miami Baltimore game.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was thinking, but Baltimore may have it locked up by then. It may be one of those situations.
So with the Dolphins.
It might be.
They might be playing for home. Who has to travel where?
Actually, you're right. That's going to be a significant game for sure. No matter what, they're both probably going to have their divisions locked up. But that's going to be a significant
here's the deal, though. I want the Dolphins to take care of business this week, right?
Yep.
Get better. Stop with the damn turnovers. Okay. Stop putting up. Don't be that team that put up a lot of yards but kick field goals, right? Get the ball in the end zone. And then be playing your best football this time of year so that when you play the Baltimores, the Cowboys and the Bills, right?
Yeah.
That you are playing your best football, everybody's accounted for, and then we can really see what you're about. Because you can talk, everybody can say what they want about the Dolphins. The record speaks for itself. And if you want to change the narrative, you have every opportunity to change the narrative before the playoffs even start. So that's why I'm never worried about those things that happen early on in the year, because it's funny. Because here's what we've said. Remember, Buffalo used to do it all the time. Buffalo used to start off 6-1 and end up 9-7, right? Every year, miss the playoffs. But you have, teams this year that, they're looking slow. You remember how Kansas City started? Nobody even bat an eye.
That's right. Yeah. Didn't they lose opening night?
They lost
to Detroit, right?
Yeah, but like you said earlier, and you said this earlier too, Marcos, the seasons are long, man.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you got to break things down into quarters. If you're gonna look, we can't look the same way we were talking so crazy about how Dallas started or how Detroit started. Then all of a sudden, now 12 weeks later, now you're looking at them and like,
and here's the deal. Everybody goes through their low at a different time, right? Now, what gets lost in that is some teams are still able to win without playing their best football, right? Philadelphia, they can say what they want about Philadelphia. They're stacking up wins, but they're close wins. A lot of them have been close, and they've been squeaking them out. And then they go play did they play San Francisco? When they had to come back and beat they came back and beat San Francisco, right?
Ooh,
was that the game that Philly just came back and won? Was that? Or was
no. Philly came back and beat
that
Buffalo.
was Kansas. No, they came back. Was it Buffalo?
They beat Buffalo and Kansas City. They came back and beat both of them.
Right. So, when you're looking at that, then you start thinking, okay, what are we doing? These guys are for real. Let's leave them alone, right? Let's look at Kansas City.
Ooh, it's a little gauntlet they got going on. Now that you mentioned that, they have San Francisco coming up. Philly, Buffalo, but Buffalo played good that game. And then San Francisco, and then the Cowboys. This is a solid 4 weeks for the Eagles.
No, not even a solid 4 weeks. This is towards the end of a nasty 10-week schedule that the Eagles had to face.
Right.
Wow, you know what? Yeah, looking at it, they do have.
If you look at it, if you start from they played the Commanders, they lost to the Jets, and then who did they have? They had Miami. Then they had
they cheated.
Dallas. Then they had the bye week. Then they had Kansas City. Then they had Buffalo. Now they have San Francisco. Then they have Dallas following that. They've had a tough schedule, but that's what you get when you're the Super Bowl runner-up. You're gonna get a tough schedule.
Right. And so we're looking at all these schedules and saying, listen, and guys, for all the people saying, oh, well, the Dolphins are only beat up on, the teams that they're better than. I call that a step up, because how many years have we sat here and they lose to a team they shouldn't have lost to? So now you think it's nothing that they're beating all the teams they're supposed to beat? That's movement in the right direction.
Can't have it both ways.
You can't. You can't. But we'll see. Like, it's all in front of them. It's all in front of them. They all have the same mentality. They know what they need to fix. They know what they need to do to get better. That defense business has picked up on the defensive side of the ball. Okay?
Yep.
So from that standpoint, all these teams you playing again, you bringing something to the party you didn't have before, and that's that defense.
Yeah, and that was.
And I'm not. I hope Agba gets some run.
Yeah, Agba. I mean, he actually. I heard the stats the other day. He actually somehow sneakily has 4 sacks already on the season. I've barely even seen him play. Yeah, I haven't even seen him play. I don't even know how he picked that up.
Because he was a DN, and now they have him listed as a linebacker. So him and Phillips play the same position, and he just got kind of moved out. And you can tell how good he is because Dane even tried to get rid of him.
Yeah, for sure. He was gone. What he tore his pec or something like that last year. He was gone all year, and still they had an opportunity this offseason to unload him. And thank God they did it. Thank God they didn't. This is exactly what you keep him around for. And prior to his injury, he was one of our.
Prior to his injury, he was one of the best defensive linemen we had.
Yeah, I think it was like our sack master.
And the only thing that hurt him was they went from a 4-3 to a 3-4.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if JPP gets any run. That'd be cool, right? Just to see him.
I think they might give him a handful of plays, right?
Hey, I see what you did there,
because they were pretty good.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Leroy, come on, man. Get off my dog. He said,
Vlad still ain't get it. Vlad still ain't get it.
Vlad, you ain't hear him say that.
No, I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening.
I wasn't even trying to.
He said JPP. He said you're going to get a handful of plays this weekend.
That's literally what he can give you.
Nah, man.
Come on. They'll get him in because, the thing about that D-line is they rotate, right? So they rotate a few guys in and out.
Yeah, for sure. There's even a couple guys there that I saw it on Hard Knocks, which you'll never see, Leroy. But Hand, his last name is Hand. I don't even know what his first name is. But it seems like they're a good, like, close-knit unit because the way that they celebrate each other's success, there seems to be genuine love. In the same way that, like, Bradley Chubb really felt when Jalen Phillips was out. It kind of felt like, this team, if there's one unit for sure that's gelling, which could, it could be a number of units. The running back room seems to be gelling as well. The wide receivers are doing well. But that D-line is something special, and the depth on that, it's going to be crucial. I mean, no one's been sacked more than Sam Howell. So
I was just about to say that. Sam Howell's the most sacked quarterback.
Yeah, possibly of all time.
It might be.
David
Carr. He's going to give
David Carr. David Carr
a run for his money.
But he's at 55 already.
55 sacks. He had 70-something in a year.
He's been on his back more than prostitutes in Vegas, man. It's crazy. But
during the F1 race.
Let me tell you this, though. This is a perfect weekend, a perfect game for Christian Wilkins to get those sack numbers up.
Hey. Everybody said my man didn't have his sack numbers weren't up. Mm-hmm. What you gonna do now? What you think he gonna demand if he get 10 or 11 sacks?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that bag is
and that wasn't, and guess what? If he gets 10 or 11 sacks, that wasn't even the most impressive thing he had done this year. When Javon Holland caught that pick and he pancaked Breece Hall 50 yards down the field, okay, that was incredible. Because I ain't seen no little people running down there to block.
Yeah, no, I mean, we see it every time someone scores. Who's the first one from the sideline to the other side of the field to
That
celebrate.
dude celebrates everything. I'm surprised he wasn't next to Tyreek doing a backflip. He probably could.
I'm actually,
in college what he used to do, right? The splits.
The splits, yeah.
Yeah.
That video that we saw of Tobin doing the dancing that you showed us, I really feel like Christian Wilkins could do that.
Yeah.
Feel like
Yep.
If Christian Wilkins was doing that, it'd be good. He has rhythm. That guy had no rhythm.
Yeah.
He
was hitting it. Man. He was hitting it.
Keep in mind, I had to watch that 17 times before I realized that wasn't Tobin.
Wow, you were trying to convince yourself that it wasn't Tobin. That's why you had to watch it 17 times.
Yeah, I'm like,
that ain't him, is it?
I just looked at the comparison. They say that Howell's on pace to be sacked 79 times this season.
And the record's like 77, right?
You're not supposed to be on your back as a quarterback 79 times.
What's the record?
The record is 76, David Carr. But the thing is, that was with one less game. So that boy was getting hit. That's rough.
Wow. 5
No,
sacks.
Sam Howell might get hit 79 times before we even reach the 16th or 17th game of the season.
It may actually come this game.
Yet, he still leads the league in passing yards. That's the crazy part.
That is absolutely.
You know what that means? You want to tell you what that means?
They're down a lot. They're down a lot, and they're playing comeback ball.
That means he holds on to the ball. That's what that means.
So are you trying to tell me, Leroy, that the Dolphins secondary should have a field day getting interceptions and deflecting passes, and Jalen Ramsey might get two?
If the rush gets there, it's gonna be sacks, or he's completing a lot of balls now because he's leading the league in passing, so he's not inaccurate. How many picks does he have? That'd be the test right there.
Let's see. Sam Howell interception. 13.
How many touchdowns?
Interceptions?
18 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 3,339 yards, passing 66.5% completion percentage.
His completion percentage is good, right?
Yeah.
13 picks versus 18 touchdowns. You'd like that. You'd like him to be in the single digits, but that's not egregious. He ain't on pace for 30 for 30.
He had 2 bad games where he threw. There's 2 games where he threw a combined 7 interceptions.
Okay, so there you go. So he's not throwing it to the defense, but he's not it. Here's how a decent quarterback can get lost in an organization, because that organization is in flux right now, right? They have players on their team. They just got rid of 2 guys that just basically made up their defense. And I don't know where they're headed, but do they have talent? Yes. And it's one of those teams where if you don't pay attention and you don't get after Sam Howell, he has shown he can complete some passes and pick you apart. That being said, this is going to be a 5-sack game.
Yeah, I'm banking on that too.
I can't.
It's a high-scoring game. Take the over.
Right.
Take the over. Right.
You think it's going to be a high-scoring game?
Yeah.
No chance.
I think this will be high-scoring because I think the Dolphins will be.
Hey, here's what I say. The Washington Commanders will not score over 20 points.
Okay, that's cool.
No, I think I'm still willing to punch the over though.
Still could overthrow 30 though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think if I'm not mistaken, they just fired the defensive coordinator.
Yes, they did fire
but now Ron Rivera is doing it.
Yeah, and you know what? Anytime a coach gets fired like that first week after a firing, they always perform. It's always like, fresh blood, and then they go back to normal.
Yeah, but this is a coordinator though, and the head coach get let go himself. Magic don't got time.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Magic ain't even have time for the Lakers when he was rebuilding, let alone these Commanders. When we come back, we're going to get into a little game day uncensored. Those headlines that we just did right there were brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Back with more after this.
Florida Lexus dealers 15 minutes of game day uncensored.
Let's go!
Sponsored by South Florida Lexus dealers. Experience amazing.
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy Show. Got Leroy in, we got Vlad in, and we have
Jennifer looking like an emoji.
This is really a no intangibles show right now.
Yeah, man, we're diverse here at the Tobin and Leroy Show. We are diverse.
Yes,
we are.
Fig, how you doing? How you doing? I see you in a uncharacteristically bright yellow. I like it though.
Thank you. It is still a very emo
nice.
long sleeve because it's a band that I love.
You must be happy for you to be wearing yellow.
Or maybe it's like sometimes you break out the long sleeves with like weather like this, and you're like, oh, I forgot I had this.
Wait,
I forgot I had this.
Can I just say this to all my lovely women out there?
All right.
You got a lot of
wife included.
Mm-hmm.
I think she should be first.
That violinist you were talking about.
I'm just saying, but this is an overall general. When the temperature drops below 70, it's not a time to break out the boots.
Oh, you got to break out.
Whoa! You're talking to the wrong person because I break them out every day.
No,
true,
I'm not. I'm gonna exclude you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna exclude you. How many lovely women you have? I got one.
I don't know.
Where
you talking about that violinist?
Let me tell you,
all my lovely
women.
No, I was just saying two women in general.
I know. I'm just saying.
Here's the deal. You know what I tell people?
What?
There's only one thing worse than one woman problems.
Two women
problems. Yeah. and for these guys who think, oh, she cool, she ain't cool. She cool right now. Don't be fooled. Nobody don't want to be nobody.
I don't know about you. I'm always cool. You need to relax.
Yeah, but you ain't
there is a problem.
Okay, but hold on, JFig. What I'm talking about right now is that, say, if a married dude come holler at you, shows interest in you, right, and you find out he married, and he say, "Oh, I thought you was cool with that." No.
Oh, I back out real quick.
Right, but that's the point I'm making. Thanks. That's the point I'm making. Even if you let it go on for a little bit, you ain't gonna be cool with it.
No.
Guys thinking, oh, I'm macking. I got me a side. No, you don't. No, you don't. Stop it.
No, Leroy. Black men don't cheat.
And we don't like logistic problems. Yeah. When you have more than one woman, that's a logistic problem, man. That's a logistics problem. You don't want that.
You know who someone who has.
I say this. Just be one would make you happy. You don't need to, be out there.
Yeah. Or you can see.
That's why I waited. Right.
You can see one of your employees or your teammates dancing with someone on a floor, and then say, "I'll cut you from the team if you don't let me."
Dirty I'm so happy because I know you guys talked about it, but that it is, and I texted you guys this when I heard the story last Friday. That is the epitome of dirty macking.
Yeah,
but here's the deal.
Dirty McDaniel.
Did you hear his explanation?
Yeah, I heard his explanation. Yeah. And when he didn't make himself sound any better.
He said he knew it for like 45 seconds.
Yeah. Like, that don't mean anything. That's dirty macking.
No,
that's the epitome of dirty macking.
That story had to go differently because you thinking, I wasn't thinking about the dudes. I was thinking about his wife, right? Like, wow, she's easily, So
maybe that first guy wasn't a looker, dude. Maybe she just weighed her up.
Dirty macking. All right, Marcos. I know you're ready. You're taken. You're already in your lily pad with another tadpole or anything. All right. So, but say you were single, right? No kid, nothing. No bait, no tadpole, nothing. You and I are chilling, right? We're at the club.
Yep.
All right. I say, oh wow, shorty right there look good. And I'm gonna holler at her. And you like, oh, she does look good. Go ahead, do you? and I go talk to her. And in 45 seconds, you can while we're into me, Shorty and I are talking.
That's different because you guys had a conversation about it. You don't know if like McDaniel had a conversation.
Wait a minute, they weren't hanging out. Hold on, Jenna. Hold on, JFig. This was a team after.
You almost called me Jennifer.
Yeah.
I got serious real quick.
Hold on. This was a group outing. This was after a team win. They were hanging out with each other.
But they probably just look that they.
Hey, look, listen, it don't matter. We see men know how to talk without talking. Oh wow, facial expressions. Oh, that's
yeah. They really know how to talk.
All right, I'm gonna go holler at. And you always do that. If you're with somebody,
you always. You know what? It's almost like marking your territory, kind of like when you say to the group, "Hey, I'm gonna holler at her over there."
Because that's the group. No, I'm going after her.
Yeah.
So I know that's what he named the running back. I forgot his name. He named the running back.
Yeah.
And then 45 seconds later, you're gonna come. Even if I didn't say
what I look at it as? Oh, running back game wasn't good enough.
That was.
Hey,
and you asked another good question. You asked another good question.
Right. If you talking to somebody, right, and she interested in you and you interested in her, and somebody else come in, she keep talking to you. If she give the other dude the time of day, you had no chance anyway.
That's what.
Don't hate the game, baby.
The other thing you did mention when you were talking about this, it's really on her. She chose.
Right.
She's always gonna
Maybe
choose.
it was noticeable that one of them was just not into it.
Right, but that's I'm saying like we made this a Mike McDaniel thing. It's not a McDaniel thing because she still got to go talk to him though.
But he dirty Mac. That's the key. It was dirty Macking, and it worked out for him. 4 years later, beautiful kids, a family. It worked out. Clearly, that's who she wanted. But he dirty Mac.
No, so you saying if listen. So if your boy talking to a girl, y'all at the club, right? She talking to him, but she doing, she looking over at you or whatever. So then you go over there and then she start talking to you and not talking to that it ain't your fault your boy got weak game.
Hey man, don't hate the player, baby.
But here's the thing. You're right. The running back's game was weak. If you let Mike McDaniel come in there and the way he talks and shoot him, we
have some other rules that I do have a problem with. So for example, let me say this. If your boy dating a girl, right, and he break up with her, dude law says that none of your boys could date her.
Nah, that's off limits.
Right. Why? You don't want her.
I know, but still, there's so many fish.
It don't.
Hold on. There's a reason why.
You don't want her up in the group functions.
I don't like if you and I Dunzo, you don't get to keep our like.
Or you don't get to get the perks of the club.
Right, because you only got into the club because of me. Now we're no longer there. You don't get the access anymore. You don't get the.
Somebody else might be giving her VIP. You don't know what's up.
Whoa!
Let that other person give her the VIP.
It just came
from the VIP from me. You're not using that. That's one thing I hate. That's one thing.
More of a general admission guy.
I tell you this. Here's another thing I hate. We're divorced. You can't keep my last name.
Oh,
really?
Okay. So you let me get the ring.
You're not gonna lose a Pippin me. Hells no.
Oh yeah, you know what though? She is kind of dragging that man.
I wouldn't keep someone's last name if I'm not with them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But a lot of these.
But you know what? My mom, when my parents got divorced, my mom kept her last name because of the kids.
I got you. You want the same last name as your children?
Yes,
that's cool.
That's fair.
Larsa Pippen's not keeping that last name.
She lost the right. She lost the right to say she a Pippin.
Dude,
she's about to listen.
She gonna be Pippin Jordan.
She's got.
You know how many conversations be had at bars? Pippin Jordan.
Pippin Jordan.
That hyphen is the only thing that kept them from kicking each other's ass. right.
That's gonna be an awkward wedding.
I mean, come on. After what Jordan did in the documentary, The Pimpin'.
Yep.
Your holidays at that house is gonna be interesting. You're right.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Wow.
That's gonna be
Leroy's face tapes.
4 Pippins and 3 Jordans. You think they're just gonna go out back and start hooping? Jordan,
I'm taking Scotty and his son.
Yeah.
At least Scotty's son made it to the league. None of Michael's kids made it to the league.
Especially the one with the glasses. Oh, that's the one he would.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
He used to have a little Jordan store in Orlando.
Well,
Lars will be running those stores very shortly.
What are you doing? Man, she gonna be the highest paid NBA player. Ain't played no basketball.
Oh, she played well.
You know what? Take it to break before you say something crazy.
There you go. With that.
We just telling the story. We didn't make the story.
No. We know where I was going.
When we come back on the Tobin and Leroy show, we have a special edition holiday movie trivia.
Oh yeah. I'm the best.
Right.
JFig.
This guy loves trivia questions.
I do.
Put your thinking caps on.
You just have the advantage.
You know when you go to the restaurant,
TV.
you know when you go to the restaurant, they give you the screen and you play the trivia. I sometimes forget to order food. Yeah. I play that. Y'all order. I'm doing this. Love it.
Well, stick around. We got some holiday movie trivia coming up next, right here on the Tobin and Leroy show, 560 WQAM.
Tadpole.
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show, and Tadpole here live from the lily pad. Say what's up, buddy.
This guy, he's getting all the love from all the folks.
Yeah, my boy just woke up from a little nappy poo. Yeah, of course so.
And like all kids, he always has something to stuff in his mouth.
Yep.
Right.
And the first thing he does always is like go to the microphone. Like the one thing he can't touch, he's like, "Oh, let me see what I can do with that thing right here."
Future game show host right here.
All right, perfect. I had mentioned before we went to break that we were going to get some holiday trivia in, but I noticed that by the time we came back, it was going to be too close of a call for me to try to squeeze a trivia into 5 minutes. As Tadpole looks at me confused as to why I'm talking so loud.
That's not why. He's looking at you like, what's up with all that hair on your face? I don't have none.
No.
Yeah, it's actually good defense because he's a slapper. He like just to try and get to know you, he'll just like go ahead and like just start like smacking your face. But I have a good amount of cushion there, so I feel like it kind of works out. I'm impervious as little baby hits.
His face fat. Wait, he's looking up at you like he goes, "My dad is a clown."
I love how Marcos called himself fat.
This is my guardian.
A little potato face kind of came in handy finally.
Oh my! I can't get over him just looking up like that. So cute.
He is a little Gerber baby.
You still got to post him up.
Oh yeah, look, if I hold him, he'll just like now. Before it used to be like he'll fall back. Now he'll fall forward.
Oh,
he's still working on it though. Still working on it.
So he doesn't know how to take a charge yet.
Still doesn't know. He doesn't have that heat culture in him. He's still trying to figure it out. I also took him to. This is actually, you know what? This kid is getting some miles in him. I took him to the improv yesterday. I had him training on the board.
Oh really?
How did he do?
I fired him. Not good. Not good.
Wow.
Can't hold his head up. That's one of the biggest things that you're gonna need to be
the
successful.
faders just kept going up
more times than I did.
Yeah, actually he did indeed. And the thing is, it wasn't any crazy technological issues. He just kind of doesn't know English yet. So that's like again another thing that's gonna prevent him from being successful.
Language is key.
But I wanted to come back real quick.
Looking at you like, what's those white things in your mouth?
Stop it.
I tell you what, he's doing this thing now where like obviously everything goes to his mouth to try to identify what's going on. But now that we're giving him different kinds of foods and stuff, he kind of doesn't really understand the concept of chewing. So he's like, and then it falls out. He's figuring it out. He's doing what he can. But I tell you what, though, I'm giving him about 30 more days, and he needs to get a job, or else he is out of here.
Wow.
Need to start pitching in.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to start. Look, formula ain't cheap. That's about $70 every about 4 to 5 days.
He's not camera shy. That's one thing, because he's not cried. He hasn't fussed. He hasn't done anything. So that's a good thing. Because usually kids start fussing and act a fool when they're like in front of the camera. So
some of them because they don't have your undivided attention.
Yeah, I've been relatively lucky that he is a pretty cool kid, but sometimes you still gotta discipline them for no reason, just so they know that
you the boss.
Just sometimes you just gotta look at them.
Here's the thing.
What you say?
Contrary to popular belief,
yeah,
you ain't the boss.
No. If she were to see what I'm up to,
Mama's the boss.
No, yeah. Well, if you put him in a headlock, let me show you. If you put him in a headlock, just like this. If you put him at tap,
and
now
you gonna get your ass kicked.
Yeah, you are.
I probably should have done that on the stream. She's gonna go back to this timestamp and see me putting the baby in a headlock.
I'm gonna send it to her.
Well, look, when we come back, I got some headlines. Mike
McDaniel, make everything feel better. Like he's like, get away from me! You're trying to choke me out.
I was just showing him proper form.
I love how he's just so unbothered by everything.
Yeah,
it's
nope.
Oh, he's hungry. You could tell he wants something to eat. He just took a nap.
Yeah, he did. He just woke
He's
up from a
waking up-
nap. He is hungry.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's feeding time.
Look,
It's
he
about to be
looking
feeding
around.
time.
He go, you better feed me because I'm putting something in my mouth.
Yeah,
right
because you can
now.
tell
Look,
he's putting stuff in his
trying to reach
like
for
his
something.
finger
I'll
in his
take
mouth.
care of the situation.
He
Look,
put finger in his mouth. He's looking for something to look at that. Look
He
at
got
that.
the wallet. He got the wallet.
He already knows where the
Wouldn't it
money
be
is.
something if he opened it up and pulled out a 20?
He said, "Look,
He sees $1, just throws it.
I
Throws
buy
the
you
20.
fly."
He pulls a 20 and then he takes your phone and calls he calls
Uber Eats.
the coupon the cake the
Nah,
code.
He
50% with
use
Papa
my
John's.
code, son. I'm gonna teach you something about this. Use my code. When we come back, Mike McDaniel addressed the media. I'm gonna talk about that. We got some holiday trivia. We're gonna end things off with a little dead to me when we come back here on the Tobin and Leroy Show, 560 WQAM. Look up, Marcus. Tease.
speech. First of all, I want to thank my connect, the most important person with all due respect. Thanks to the duffel bag, the brown paper bag.
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show here on 560 WQAM. We are holding it down for our boy Tobes.
Yep.
Yeah, making sure that we send blessings and prayers and positive energy to our boy Tobin and his family. Hopefully, everything goes smooth and we can talk to our boy soon enough. In the meantime, we are holding things down here. Got the whole crew with us. JFig in the dope yellow long sleeve, and Vlad holding things down back at the studio.
Freshly shaven head.
Freshly shaven. Looking good. You got
No
that,
beanie.
No beanie.
Beanie list.
By the way, if I'm wearing a beanie, that means no haircut.
Yeah. I mean, the top of his head.
Not what that is.
The top of his head look like Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah. The top of my head looks like your beard. No. So no. That means it's time. It's time to shave or get a haircut or wear a hat.
I cut mine before you get to George Jefferson.
Yeah. No, there you go. Exactly.
Weezy!
Okay. Moving on up. When we last left off, actually, you know what? I should do this before we get to it. These headlines are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
No trucks.
When we last left off, I mentioned that the Miami Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel, as well as a few other members, spoke to the media. Would you like to know what was said?
We got time?
We just started.
No, McDaniel. You know
I'm talking about Mike McDaniel.
I know.
I get you.
You always got to ask that question.
But it makes you want to think, how did he talk to his wife? Like, was it like, what was his first line? Did she even get a chance to talk? Like, is he,
let me tell you something. That Mike McDaniel is an intelligent dude, right? He know the difference between talking to the media and talking to his wife.
Yeah. Although I will say my fiance's first time seeing Mike McDaniel speak was recently on Hard Knocks, and she's like, I think I hate him. I think I hate this guy.
But you know what's funny? A lot of people in the country thought the same thing she did first glance.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I'm sure a lot of people in that locker room did
the
too.
seasons play out and you start listening to him and talk a little bit more and you go, he's quirky, but he ain't doing nothing wrong.
And it's also what the media, the national media's reaction would be. If most of them laugh and find it funny and find it that he's different and he's unique, then I think the rest of the nation will. I mean, it's sad that it is. Some people are puppets, so they're gonna follow whatever.
Here's what I hate. You want to say here's what I hate about sports and about the media and fans or whatever, is that your likability has more to do with winning than with you. Because Patriots fans 10 years ago say something bad about Bill Belichick.
Yeah, true.
And now they talking about him like Boo Boo the Fool. Same thing happened. Same thing happened in Cleveland, right? Everybody couldn't stand Bill Belichick. Then we start winning, right? Yep. And then they're like, it just like, you can't be mad at somebody for being them, right? It's time we start grading people based on their production and not their personalities. Like I used to tell people, you want a comedian, go to a comedy club. This guy's a football coach, right? So grade him on that.
Can I just say, Boo Boo the Fool? That is not on the intangibles list. Not at all.
No, you ain't gonna hear that. You ain't gonna hear that.
Boo Boo the Fool?
Yeah. That is not on there.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel spoke to the media. He talked about Tua's durability this season. He said, I'm proud and happy with Tua playing 12 games in a row. He took himself as a man and a player to a different level. And you know what? I completely didn't even realize this is 12 games in a row for Tua. This is the longest streak of his NFL career.
Here's what I would say about that. Everybody need to calm the hell down.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
And here's why. See, if we would have treated last year like last year and say it was a bunch of fluke accidents that got him these concussions, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then we would accept it this year totally different.
Yeah. I mean, you called it.
And so, like, yeah, I had a year like that. And Bill Belichick told a story earlier this year last year about he had a guy was cleared to play and he wouldn't let him play. That was me. So
yeah, that's right. He did mention it.
So I know that, and I was banged up pretty good. Yeah. And I never had any more problems my whole career. So when I hear people say, "Oh, he's gonna be like," it happens to everybody. Like, it's unfortunate. He wasn't like just obliterated on a hit. He fell back on his head. Yeah. Now, you know what you could do? You can make these field turfs softer. It wouldn't help much because it's the jarring of your head. So it don't matter what the surface is. So people, I kind of fought this beforehand. It was a series of unfortunate events that occurred in 1 year, right? And so from that standpoint, that's what happened to Tua. To put these titles, oh, he's injury prone, he's always hurt, he's always this, he's always that. Well, if you would have treated each injury, he wouldn't have been. Right? Yeah. So, and now all of a sudden, we're going to say, not that he's been able to avoid that, situation, right? We're going to say, he's taking so much better care of his body that now he doesn't get hurt. We're doing that for like just random injury. That for a person like Tua and the way he was getting those concussions is so random. Like, it doesn't make it any less painful. It doesn't mean that it's any less, important or whatever. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying for people to say that this is going to go on for his whole career, no.
Yeah. I have some other news on injuries from Mike McDaniel, and it seems as if Javon Holland, who had in practice most recently, sustained an injury to both knees on the same play. McDaniel says that he's been aggressively going after this rehab, and he adds that Holland has been playing the best ball of his career, but he'll be assessed, and McDaniel will be cautious and not afraid to be the patient, wise one, if it makes sense. So,
he's not going to be afraid to keep the player out of his own way.
Yeah, we heard that earlier. Eric Spoelstra discussing how he had to essentially take the decision out of Bam Adebayo's hands. I think this is a similar situation. They're young, they're talented, and
no. You want me to tell you why?
Why?
Because everybody treats players like here and now, right? I don't care what you. If you can go, you go. That's what fans think, right? Yeah. Coaches and organizations have bigger pictures. Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
If we sit him these couple of weeks, is he going to be able to make it through the rest of the season, playoffs, or whatever? Right? Yeah. So you have two different, mindsets here. It's the organizations that put players out there and say, give me everything you got in week 12 and then lose their guy in week 17, 18, 19. Those are the guys that get in trouble.
Yeah, for sure. A couple more injury updates. Kendall Lamb will be back at practice, and his status will be assessed later, along with that of Teron Armstead. Daniel added that he has no freaking idea when it comes to their game status for the Washington game. So that tells me he has a little bit of an idea.
Hey, can you be a big bad offensive lineman with the last name Lamb?
I guess. I mean, you've seen it before. The biggest guys in the world, nicknamed Tiny. It happens, Yeah,
but wait. But we know now when somebody's nickname is Tiny, he's huge, right?
Absolutely.
But when somebody's nicknamed Lamb,
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not
Right.
Last injury update we have here. McDaniel boldly declares that Devon Achane will be playing against Washington, although Robert Hunt remains a question mark.
I think Devon Achane, he was not quite ready.
Yeah.
So when they saw the least bit of struggle, they took him out, or he might have got hit, a little sore. Yeah.
Well, he messed up my parlay that day. So listen, Achane, if you're gonna play the whole game. All right.
Why on earth would you wager on a guy that's coming back from injury though?
Because
a running back and a knee injury, dum dum?
The chili pepper, baby.
They're already here. Think about this. Think about
You're
this.
never gonna learn.
Think about this.
Gonna learn.
I'm gonna give you real talk. Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, if a guy's coming back from a knee injury and he's a young player, they're probably not going to give him his normal amount of carries. They're going to give him a couple of carries to see where he is. Yeah. Right? Now, you do have a running back leading the league in rushing. So,
yeah, for sure.
So if you don't have to force him to play. So if at any point in time he looks struggling, you just sit him out, which is what happened. So that means you don't bet on a guy you don't know how much he's going to play.
Come on, just one score. All he needs is 1 yard, one touchdown. That's all he needed.
Can I just tell you?
It doubled my.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk by the vending machine, and I'm gonna put little chili peppers over your favorites, right?
Yeah,
apple juice.
Just start putting that chili pepper, because that chili pepper seems to get. You know what? That's what we're gonna put on the dartboard. Chili peppers. You got to eat a chili pepper
with Marcus's face on it, because I'm not doing that.
Really?
I just won't lose. It's okay.
You don't
also,
like
did you
spicy
guys
food?
see the? Not really.
I
have. There's okay. If it gets spicy to the point where you can't taste the food anymore, I don't like that.
But that's not spicy. That's just
hot.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I like spicy.
If you have a little bit of spice, I can deal with that. But if it's too much where it's overpowering, no.
Right. No, that's not fun. When you sweating,
It's
when
not
you
fun.
get them hot wings, and as soon as you eat one, you start sweating. That's not the hot sauce, right? It's the vinegar.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know what? Even more of a reason I don't like vinegar. So there you go.
Oh,
You don't like vinegar?
No.
Why? Y'all the same color.
Leroy.
I'm kidding.
Minus one for sass.
For sass.
Also,
dude.
Zachary Krantz
Oh,
commented, and he
Minus
said
one
they used,
for sass.
they used to call me Slim Pickens.
they used to call
Yeah.
who Slim Pickens.
Zach Krantz.
Zach Krantz.
Wow. Slim Pickens?
Yep.
I could see that.
Yeah. Somebody says
He's
spicy.
probably gambling. He's probably gambling. So
Spice-
Pickens, and he's.
It's me, Happy. Said it perfectly. Spicy
I like it.
flavor, hot is a punishment.
It's true.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Also, -1 to Steven. I don't like this, and it's not going in the dartboard, dude.
Okay.
Because I will throw it out the window.
Oh my goodness.
Do the
And
show next to a spider.
so you have to do a show, and we have to put a spider on your shoulder.
Are you
Man,
afraid?
maybe-
of
Gee, are you serious? Like,
He's
Hey,
definitely afraid.
does that even sound correct?
Hey, would you just start crying?
I won't be in the building.
That's what the bird should do. The bird should get some
That's
spiders
crazy.
and get their revenge on.
Team up
them.
with the spider.
Are you
Yeah.
so you are that terrified of spiders?
Yes, I barely like hearing the word.
How did you watch Spider-Man?
She said she did like
You know
Spider-Man.
what? I am the biggest contradiction because I love Spider-Man. Now, when he gets bit by the spider,
-1.
you best believe.
Wait,
my
so
eyes are like this.
when he got bit by the spider, did you start looking around?
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? The popcorn looks really good right now. Can I have some?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
So
I will
spiders
look.
is the only thing that gets you.
Only.
birds.
And even when I went to Universal, there's a Harry Potter ride where there's just a whole scene of spiders.
Oh,
and
there
it
is.
stops right there.
Yeah.
My face was like this the entire
It's a
time.
huge spider.
So
too.
you
Very
don't
big.
I just don't like looking at them. They're so ugly.
Whoa.
What about that one that looked like a man?
Yeah,
They're
he had a beard.
hideous.
Remember him? He was old. He was an old guy.
Disgusting.
Old.
Disgusting.
All right. When we come back, we got some
gonna bring in the
holiday.
spider.
You're not going to bring in anything because I won't be there.
We got some holiday movie trivia when we come back. Let's see if
Yeah.
Leroy can defend his crown. We got all that and more right here on the Tobin and Leroy Show, 560 WQAM.
Imaginary players aiming coach right.
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show, right here on 560 WQAM. Like I mentioned multiple times, Tobin's out today. Your boy is driving the boat. And you know what that means? We got to play trivia. We absolutely, positively have to play trivia.
I'm the best.
So this time we're going to do a different edition of, it is December 1st. So a different edition of trivia. It's going to be holiday movie themed, but I want to make it fair. I know that holiday movies range from, Christmas Story, Rudolph, all that stuff. I'm not sure how many of these you've seen. Like, for example, JFig, have you seen A Christmas Story?
No.
Yeah, me either. National Lampoon's
They show it
Christmas
for a whole
Vacation.
day.
National Lampoon. I feel like I've seen one of their movies. I don't think it was a Christmas one.
Exactly. There's some of these that I'm like, I haven't seen.
When they burnt the tree. Yeah.
Look, nonetheless, I made this as fair as possible. All right. So we're going to start things off with something pretty easy. All right. And by the way, this won't be multiple choice. This will not be multiple choice.
Minus
will
one.
not be. But it's easy. I promise. It's easy.
I think that's a lie.
All right. Question number 1. What is the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time? Highest grossing Christmas movie of all time.
Wait, the one with the kid in the house.
All right.
Home Alone?
Home Alone.
No, it was when Jim Carrey redid the Grinch. That's the
I was going to say that one because that's my favorite one. But
All
I
right,
think
so
everyone
what-
loves Home Alone.
Okay, so JP goes with Home Alone. Leroy goes with Grinch.
And if you say Die Hard,
Oh, look at that. That's a twist. Vlad, I think Vlad is having some sort of conversation with potentially Jimmy because Jimmy is always in the studio at this time ruining things. So I'll leave him out of this one.
Jimmy!
Round 1 goes to...
Hold on. I'm sorry. I had to take care of it.
Oh,
What was the
close. Hit the
question?
buzzer. What is the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time?
I just got to take a guess, huh?
Absolutely.
It's not Die Hard
Oh, why does it? Everyone goes for that one.
because Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I believe it's like one of those ensemble cast type of things where like all these big
Ooh.
name celebrities are all in.
Vlad.
I can't think of the name. I'm trying to think of the name. You know what? Christmas with the Cranks. How about that?
okay.
Christmas with the Cranks. All right.
That
The correct
is-
answer is Home Alone. Jason.
No!
Yeah.
It is not.
It is.
You know what, Leroy? I would agree with you because I love the Grinch. How the Grinch stole Christmas. Cindy Lou and the Grinch. But let me tell you, this I've heard this plenty of times before. Everyone loves Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually Grinch though.
It's actually a good family movie.
It's Grinch.
The number 1 answer is Grinch. 526 million. I just wanted to give JFig the point because I like Home Alone better.
You do? Minus one too.
-1.
It's no way Home Alone was
My
that
favorite
big of a
singer,
buzzer.
one of my favorite singers is in the Grinch.
But,
Who's
but
that?
here's the other
Cindy Lou.
here's
That's right.
here's the other thing though. You have to realize that Home Alone really was one of those movies that blew up when it started being on regular TV. It
Yeah.
didn't blow up.
I
that
feel like
that
I've never
movie was
finished that
big in the
movie.
theaters,
I don't
bro.
even know.
That movie was big in the theaters.
Home
That was
Alone,
like
I bet you Home Alone wasn't even in the top 10, dude.
that was big in the theaters.
No,
bro.
Home Alone was number 2. Home Alone was
Oh,
number
was it?
2. Yeah, at 476 million. And
Okay.
Home Alone, surprisingly, this one is the one that I was a bit confused by.
Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2 was number 3.
Yeah,
Wow.
because the
Telling
first
you,
one was
everyone
great.
loves that.
Dude,
Yeah.
I knew why,
Yeah,
you know why I knew it
decided-
was the Grinch?
Why?
Because that was
Jim
when
Carrey?
actors got to decide whether they wanted a flat fee
Mm.
or part of the proceeds, right?
And he took part of
He
the
took a
proceeds.
part of the
right?
proceeds. He made $70 million from that movie.
That movie's iconic. And you know what? If I am wrong,
Yeah.
I'm okay being wrong with this.
All
one.
right, let's go.
All right, next question. I'm actually confused by this because I'm looking at the list before we advance past this. Damn, this hurts my heart, guys. We're not talking about the second question. Talking about the first question. The Grinch that you're referring to, Leroy, is actually number 4 on the list.
Ha!
The Grinch is number 1, but the Grinch that came out in 2018. Can you believe that?
The new
The animated one?
Yeah, the animated Grinch that came out in 2018. I believe Tyler, the Creator, scored it, if I'm not mistaken.
You know what? So guess what? I'm right.
No,
Because
I
was
said I didn't have to say which
you
one.
said the one. You said Jim Carrey. You said Jim Carrey.
He never said what year.
He
the
did.
Grinch. He just said the
He
Grinch.
No, he
did.
just said
He
the
said
Grinch.
Jim
What movie?
Carrey.
He said what movie? He didn't say who starred in it. What movie? I'm right.
Leroy said Jim Carrey.
I'd say half a point.
Jim Carrey, Leroy?
I think we need to get half a point.
I said it was the one with
Me
Jim
and him.
Carrey.
I'd say half a point to both of you.
That's right.
I think you're both wrong. Next question.
Okay. Next question. We were talking about Home Alone. In Home Alone, where does Kevin, Macaulay Culkin, where does Kevin's family go for Christmas?
Which one?
No.
Wait, we have to say
Home
that,
Alone.
we have to say that this is specific or just the area.
No, I need the specific city
Wow.
and country, right?
Who goes first?
I'll go.
No.
Yeah.
The first one
Yes.
was New York. The second one was Paris. Wait.
Wow. Okay. So I'm asking for Home
they're
Alone.
they're in Chicago.
The
The
first
first
one.
one is New York. And
All
the
right.
second one, they went to Paris, but Kevin ended up in New York.
Okay. So
I think it's the other way around. I think the first one they were going to Paris. I think both of them they were going to Europe. I think
all
the
right.
first one is they were going to Paris. So I'm gonna go.
Okay,
You asked
so-
for the first one, right? You asked
Yeah, for the first one, Leroy
going-
says New York. You say
I
Paris.
say Paris.
All right. And JFig, what about you?
I don't know. You know what? You said New York and Paris. I'll say Miami. I don't know.
Oh, I like that switch. That's a nice switch up. The correct answer is
I think Leroy might be right. Is it New York? I think it is New York.
Paris, Fred.
All right, Vlad.
Wait a minute. Both of them?
No, first one was Paris,
Yeah, first one was
And
Paris.
they went.
and
Okay,
the second one was New York.
The second one, let's see. First one was definitely Paris because I know it was a big,
Yeah,
a big like family trip.
it was a
They were
big
doing
European
something
trip. Yeah, right. And he didn't
How the
want
hell
to
did he end up in New York again? But, you know, I always did wonder how the hell
Because
did
he
you
got
lose
on
your
the
kid's
wrong
life?
plane.
Sick of this guy.
Who got on the
He
wrong
did get on
plane?
the
The
wrong plane.
child?
Kevin got on the wrong plane.
Yeah, he did.
Well, that's
he
their
did.
fault for that. He's a child.
Why is everybody?
You know what?
The second one was Miami.
Yo, the second one was Miami.
Something was wrong
The
with that.
second one was Miami.
The second one was the
I don't think
McAllister
I've ever
family.
seen the movies.
The McAllister family was flying to Florida in the second one, and Macaulay Culkin got on the plane going to New York.
By himself.
See, so
Look
Paris
at
was
that.
right. There you go.
Paris
Did
was
he
right
won
for the
by
first
himself?
So Vlad was right for the first one.
one. Vlad was correct. So far, he's winning. He has 1 point. Both you guys have 0.5.
I
That
got
hook
1
can get you,
point.
though. No, you got
got
0.5.
You got half.
It was the wrong Grinch. It was the wrong Grinch. It was the wrong Grinch. Speaking of the Grinch's heart is said to be how many sizes too small?
Was it 5?
All right, JFig's answer is 5.
No, it's not 5. I don't know.
I'll go 8.
I don't know. You gotta because you know it's Dr. Seuss, so you gotta figure out
Or 10.
how they
5 or
did
10.
it in the rhyme.
I don't know. I don't remember.
That is interesting, Leroy. It's interesting that you say that. You're thinking
I'ma do-
outside the box. I
I'm
like
gonna
that.
do 10 because that's the only thing.
Okay.
10 seems like easy.
Well,
to
I
rhyme
said
with.
5 or 10. So maybe
You can't say 5 and 10. You said 5.
No, maybe I said
Whoa!
5 or 10 first.
Why don't you pick 1 through 10 then, JFig? You might have a chance.
No, I
Oh,
picked
my
2 numbers.
I
First
love-
thing
Don't
you
think so.
did.
You can't pick
Okay,
2 numbers.
so if I am correct, it's
I
10.
love how the listeners and the Twitchers are responding. They were like, Hasio PKK, hint, go with Heat's goat number. And I'm like, 23?
Sounds
or
like your
six?
entire life. You're
Okay.
cheating.
6? Is it 6 times?
6. Get out of here. Okay, so the correct answer is
3.
10.
2.
Oh.
I feel like that was way too obvious. I didn't say 2.
The Dr. Seuss's rhyme was 2 sizes too small. You know, it's something that he would write. But I think when they were referring to the Heat's goat, his heart grew 3 times. So that would have been correct for that. But this is how many sizes was it too small, which was 2.
Okay.
Right. Which has nothing to do with him actually being a Grinch, but
yeah. All right. This one could settle everything. All right. This one could settle everything. Santa has 3 reindeers with the names that start with the letter D.
Did you say Santa or Fanta?
I thought you said, yeah.
Don't you wanna Santa? Santa has 3 reindeers with names that start with the letter D. Name the 3 reindeers.
Dancer.
Well, of course you get that one, Vlad.
I got it. Listen, I got my third. I got my third.
Donner and Dancer, Dasher, and Donner.
All right, JFig, what do you say?
I'm going
Dasher.
You better not.
Dixon.
Yo, bro, it's Donner.
I know there's
All right.
so many different
I'm going Dancer, Dasher, Dono.
Dono.
At least Dono is not a reindeer.
I'm going with Dono.
Donner,
Dasher, Dancer, and Dono.
and Dancer.
Oh, I like Daniqua. That's a good one.
I like Demetrius. That was funny.
Demetrius.
The correct answer is Dancer and Dasher and Donner.
Yeah, we knew that.
Leroy
Wait,
is
come on.
the winner. No Dixon.
Leroy, you understand?
We all knew
You know
all
what?
3.
Let me explain something to you.
Y'all watched
The old love trivia.
Yep.
What?
You all
Hey,
love
look,
trivia.
if they
Come on,
get
man.
me on my
didn't like
iPhone,
trivia.
I'll be doing my
Marcus was baby
constitutionals,
shower.
and they say, "Would you like to answer a trivia question?" Well, yes, I would, Mr. iPhone. Bring it.
Top 5
Look.
favorite theme songs for the old Jeopardy theme music. When they hear the Jeopardy theme music, everything
See, I'm
stops.
not. Wait, can I just say this? Let me just say this. Okay. I could watch that show, but I ain't smart enough to watch that show.
Your
Yeah, I
wife
feel
is.
that.
Huh?
Your wife is.
No, but she don't answer fast enough.
Okay.
Marcos's baby shower, she was ripping
Oh,
those
no,
questions. She was yelling.
Listen,
Then she called
she
one of you guys a
loved-
loser.
she loves, like, if Marcos came over and said, "We gonna play games,"
Yeah.
oh look, she gonna put on her game outfit.
You can't
Right.
be upset with that, Leroy.
Huh?
You can't be upset with that.
No, I'm not. We
Yeah,
like
I mean,
when we
Look,
look.
watch
but-
you compete all the time.
But
So
she,
this is her
she
NFL.
not, but she can't mess with me. When we go to the restaurant and they bring that trivia game, nobody want to play with me. Nobody want to play with me.
You guys
Dan
want one more
Marino's a
question?
reindeer.
Let's go. One more bonus question.
One more question. I really feel like JFig's not going to get this one, though, so I feel bad. Because, you know, we don't really watch Christmas movies like that.
I don't.
In what movie is Turbo Man the hot Christmas toy?
Oh, wait. It's it's with Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And they went
the last action hero.
No.
It wasn't the last action hero?
Rocky.
Hold
no,
on.
wait a minute. Oh my
JFig
god.
gets it.
Jingle all the way.
All the way.
Did somebody,
I
I know you,
saw somebody
JFig, you only said it because somebody put it in the damn.
Hell yeah, I did, and you said that too.
No, but I love it. I named the whole.
You know
all the
what? I'll gift it
characters.
to you. I'll gift it to you.
Can I just say
It was
this,
actually a Rocky.
this holiday movie trivia has torn us apart more than any other trivia.
Oh,
Really has.
well, because
I'm
here's why.
sweating.
Here's why. Rule number 1, right?
Terminator.
JFig's ass need to be out the chat when we do any trivia. Because you look,
Wow.
your eyes are too big to be looking over sneakily.
Stop.
You like this.
You know what?
Look, she like
You're
this. She's
bullying
like
me.
this.
Yeah, that's true.
You're
You
bullying
can't.
me.
We see your
You
eyes.
talk about me, but Vladimir was looking at the chat the whole time.
How was it? I didn't answer.
Yeah, you were. You even outed yourself.
I knew that.
But I didn't answer. That's the thing.
Hey,
I didn't
so
answer.
I'm
you
not saying
never,
now. I'm
so
saying
JFig,
earlier.
you never saw Jingle All the Way?
No.
Nah.
Oh my goodness.
It's not a
Do you
JFig
guys
movie.
realize that when I did my movie segments, it's because I don't watch movies like that.
That's fair.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
watch
that's right. She
shows?
hasn't seen some movies. I remember that she.
I'd be
hadn't-
falling asleep a lot.
I feel that. If a movie
Are
is
you
longer
not
than 90 minutes,
entertained?
No.
What was the last movie you seen?
probably that Jennifer Lawrence one, right? That one's funny.
Oh yeah,
was
like
funny.
and then wait, you know what? Here's what kills me about her. She finally sees a movie. She got to message everybody. Y'all need to get in on this,
Okay.
right?
You know what? I only messaged you, Leroy. Okay.
She go,
Okay.
yo, but I'm gonna say like this. Once I recovered from laughter in the first 10 minutes of the movie,
Exactly.
oh my goodness. And she beat up 4 people naked.
That was my favorite part. It was so funny. Like the guy was
And the
like,
guy
"What are you doing?
was like,
Where are you going?"
what did you do? I got our clothes back.
Nate South
It was
says
just, when she was walking up to them, that was iconic.
that was iconic. It was honestly like as advertised. Those first like 10 to 20 minutes of that movie
Oh
are
my
hysterical.
goodness.
That first half of the movie is just hilarious, and then
Right.
it gets more into like.
And then
the
it gets
feelings.
more into the feelings and stuff like that. But holy smokes, but he's going to college and he was just nowhere in the relationship world.
Yeah.
Look, from love and emotions to the complete opposite. When we come back, we'll tell you who or what is dead to us right here on the Tobin Leroy Show, 560 WQAM.
You're dead to me.
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. I'm sorry about that delay there. I was just shocked that it took Leroy months to finally follow JFig on Twitter.
Seriously.
Can't believe it.
But I follow the real JFig. I don't need to follow her on Twitter.
That's true.
I feel more loved now. No, I'm kidding.
Today has been an interesting one, and let's end it the only way we know how, with You're Dead to Me. Leroy, start us off.
Black Friday.
Whoa!
And all its participants.
Whoa.
Listen, I don't mind you going shopping and trying to find the deals, but ain't nobody ever buying nothing. They just rummaging and walking around. And the people that need to buy something can't do it. So I'm tired of Black Friday. I'm tired of people. You go wait. Remember, you used to have to wait in line, and then you get waiting this long line for 2-3 hours, and they say, "Oh, we only got 2 of them."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm tired of Black Friday.
That was a premise of Jingle All the Way, I think.
Yeah.
Was it?
No.
Essentially.
But
Black Friday
Jingle All the Way, they had a bunch of dolls, and then they only had one left.
Mm.
And
I
so,
don't like dolls.
yeah, but yeah, so I'm just tired. I'm just tired of it. I don't mind people shopping. Let me stop. I don't mind people shopping.
Came
I
out
don't
with a
mind
lot of
people
bags.
going
So.
early to get the good deals. But if you go to the mall, there's a lot of people just there because there's a lot of people there. They ain't doing nothing. And the people that want to go in there and get work, and these stores ain't helping. Talking about the $69 75-inch TV, and then you go up in there and they had one.
Yeah. Or it's like after mail-in rebate.
Have you seen the movie Thanksgiving?
No.
Isn't it a scary movie?
It's like, I think it's more like a thriller.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay. I got you.
Basically, it all starts off with Black Friday, and it is so gruesome in the most fakest way ever. But yeah, I'm so glad that Black Friday isn't like that anymore.
Yeah, it used to be really crazy.
Very intense.
People used to skip their Thanksgiving to start lining up.
Like, no, they go like 12 o'clock at night and start. Remember, Black Friday for a stretch started at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it sometimes start like at 6?
9 o'clock.
Like 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving
Like
kind
6
of thing.
p.m.
Right?
on Thanksgiving.
That's
yeah.
when we got crazy.
Now they don't even do it. It just starts on Black Friday, which is stupid because if you start off at 12, you can spread those crowds out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you got the same amount of people jammed up in the mall. Dude, you know how hard it is to have the whole Sawgrass Mall standing room only?
Yeah, that was JFig's life that day.
They parking like on the grass, outside
like
of the parking lot,
park.
all over. And then let me put a twist on it. There was a hockey game.
That's right.
So Black Friday, you can kick the sharpest of rocks. Your setup is terrible. Your game ops is terrible. You can do better. Stop trying to trick folks.
Jesus. All right, perfect. JFig, who is dead to you?
You know, I feel kind of insensitive saying that there's
you don't
a
like
certain
birds?
person.
No, we get it.
There's a certain person that's dead to me this week because this show pony just started my allergies.
Oh,
I haven't had so much allergies in 1 week since Wednesday.
When Tobes was there.
During Rats Off of Ship.
Oh, the spider.
I
have never heard that word so many times.
The
in 3 days.
I can't believe
Stop it!
that you'll swim with sharks and are terrified of spiders.
Any day.
Really?
Yes.
I gotta tell you,
sharks have 2 eyes, Leroy. 2.
I gotta tell you though, you can't stomp on a shark and kill
You
him.
actually can. You can
Okay,
stomp
you go
on
ahead.
them
Go
on
ahead.
their nose.
Go ahead. You're gonna be on one of those little things with the one leg sitting on it that you kneel on. Go ahead. You play. You go ahead. Kick the shark.
At least they're not poisonous.
You can step on a spider. Last time I checked, the spider ain't
Have you not
elusive.
seen how quick they are? That is disturbing.
Really? So now you got a Tyreek Hill
Don't
spider
do that.
No.
on all 8 legs moving.
Okay.
Come on.
You know what actually traumatized me? I forgot what show I was watching. It had to be something on Discovery Channel or God knows what. I saw a bunch of tarantulas on bananas. And I love bananas. And then I think people were dying and stuff like that. That terrified me. Okay.
Did you quit eating bananas?
No, I love bananas. But
Yeah,
for
they're not
quite some time, I did stop because I was just like, a spider touched this.
You know, they live in the jungle.
I barely want to go to Australia.
Listen, Australia got all of the bugs and snakes and critters. All of them.
On steroids.
What about the tarantulas?
Don't know what that's
not the tarantulas, the scorpions.
You know what? I slept in a hotel full of scorpions, and I'm okay with that.
What the hell do you mean you slept in a hotel full of scorpions?
Was it? You sure that wasn't a teepee or a tent or something?
What's going on?
What the hell's going on?
This is in a desert for sure.
I was in Texas.
Vlad, who is dead to you, sir?
Not much is dead to me this past week.
Oh, nice. He's had a good week.
Yeah, had a good week. But this damn in-season tournament's got to go.
Oh, damn, for sure. For sure.
I'm sick of it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anything that has to make me do math to figure it out, I don't want to do it. I just thought if you beat a team, that's it. But no, you could beat a team, but still advance before them as long as you beat another team by like 2,000 points. So watching that Boston-Chicago game the other night when Boston kept their starters in the fourth quarter was hysterical to me. The Knicks also did the same thing. But Tom Thibodeau likes keeping his starters in a game, even if they're blowing out the other team by 70 points. But watching Joe Mazzulla try to explain to Billy Donovan, I'm sorry, I got to keep my players in. We're trying to go to Vegas. That was funny to me. But I'm sick of the in-season tournament. Like, Adam Silver, do something better. Figure out a way to keep our interest.
I don't think it's a terrible thing. I just think that the way they do it, and when you're trying to figure out who goes to the knockout round, it gets very complicated.
All right,
it's like the whole college football, figuring out, how the AP remember it was all style points. You had to beat teams by a certain amount of points, or else you get pushed down in the rankings. That's what the NBA in season tournament turned out to be.
For me,
what about you, Marcos?
My dead to me goes to anyone who doubts this statement by Miami Dolphins wide receiver coach Wes Welker. He recently said, Tyreek Hill, better than Randy Moss. If you doubt that,
I do.
If you think for some reason,
I do.
Wes Welker went on to add, Randy is probably the best deep ball receiver ever in the game, but Tyreek can run the whole route tree.
Can I just tell you something?
Yeah.
You go look at Randy Moss against Dallas. Watch him catch a hitch and take it down the sideline and outrun a whole defense. You'll have a different opinion.
Tyreek Hill, best receiver. You doubt it, you're dead to me.
Okay, well, one's a Hall of Famer, one ain't there yet.
But one of them is about to get 2,000 yards in the season.
Yeah. One who has the touchdown record.
I think that's all the time we have today, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have enough time to research.
Yeah, Randy Moss does.
Okay. Good guess. Well, thank you for joining us this week. It has been an excellent week thus far.
See you at Riptide.
See you at Riptide, everyone.
Yes, Riptide is tomorrow. Are you going both days, JFig?
I guess you guys are just going to have to find me there.
I guess we'll just find out.
Well, the only thing is it might not be warm enough for South Beach to activate the way they normally do.
Hey, gentlemen, ladies, it's time.
All right.
Catch you guys next week.